Hello, hello, hello. Howdy. How are we? How are we this evening? Hello. Let's just give the YouTubes a second here to catch up with me. Oh, it's going to be pretty quick today. Here we go. Hi, friends. Hello. Happy. Oh my gosh. Wednesday night. Wow. Like I literally had to look at the calendar. No clue. No clue. I've been traveling a lot, and so that totally like gets my days off. And we were gone last Thursday through Monday. We got home Monday night, and then when we get home on a Monday, it totally messes up my week. So I'm like, is today? What day is today? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. So normally, well, sometimes you guys are here joining me on Wednesday night for What's New Wednesday, but not tonight. Not tonight. There are not enough Wednesdays right now. I'm telling you that much. Hang on. I need to clean this. There are not enough Wednesdays. There are not enough Wednesdays. There are not enough any days right now. Hold on. Hold, please. There we go. Much better. All right. Yes, not enough days. Not enough days. Lots of traveling right now, which means I have to be very, very, very productive with my time. I have come to realize in my life that I do much better under pressure. When I only have a certain amount of time to get things done, then I have to get it done and I get it done. If I have a little bit more time, not so good because I think, oh, I've got plenty of time. Oh, I've still got time to do that. I've still got time to do that. So I'm in that crunch time right now where got to get it done. So I've been working on some fun things this week. So I thought I might just give you a little sneak peek when I turn the camera. 2 new classes. My 2024 December documented. I'll show you the cover. And a brand new Disney. I'll show you the cover on that one also, but those will go up for pre-order on Monday, the 26th. But I thought I might as well just kind of give you guys a little sneak peek while we're here, right? Right. But it's shh, big secret, right? Big secret. All right, let's take a look at the chat. Actually, let me introduce myself and then I'll take a look at the chat. Hello. If you are new here, welcome to you. My name is Lael Kankar and I have a business called Lael by Mail. When I am not traveling and teaching, I am here on my YouTube channel, normally Saturdays, but you know what? I think we're going to switch that up a little bit going forward. So normally on Saturdays and with my travel now, some weeknights, we're here and we do what I like to call creative listing. So a couple days ahead of time, I provide 3 list topics, at least 3 or 4 usually, list topics. And then we get together here. Some of you watch live, which is awesome. I love to have you live. And some of you watch the replay, which is awesome because I love the replay option, right? We can't all do the things at the same time, so the replay is great. Anyhow, I take those list topics and we play. I am writing my lists, but I am doing it creatively. So I am stamping and adding washi tape and die cuts and pattern paper and all sorts of fun things like that. But really what we're doing when we're making lists is we're telling our story. And pretty much my lists are all about me, and that's okay. I just had a birthday yesterday, 1 year older, right? So I'm not getting any younger. None of us are getting any younger, right? But I am at that stage in my life. Nick and I are empty nesters, although that was going to change here very soon. But Nick and I are empty nesters, and both of our kids are free-range children. Adults, right? They're out there doing their thing and being successful in the world, so that's good. But that kind of has given me an opportunity. I wouldn't say really an opportunity. It kind of left me at a loss for a little bit, really. And if you've gone through, you know what I mean. But at a loss when it comes to really not knowing what I was going to document anymore and how I wanted to document it. So at this stage in my life, I stepped back and said, you know what? I'm not following them around with the camera anymore. I'm sure they think, thank goodness, right? So I had to figure out how I could still continue the wonderful hobby of paper crafting, but make it work in my new phase of life. So we do creative listing, and that's really me telling my story. We pick a list topic, like one of the ones tonight is things I'm looking forward to this fall, and I make a list, what I'm looking forward to this fall, right? And then I do my decorating and all that. We have fun. We try different things. We make mistakes, and you know, we just chat. It's live stream, right? So you basically get a stream of consciousness in my brain, out my mouth. So, but we have a lot of fun. kind of we're doing mini time capsules, which I think is another really, really, really fun way to document, whether you're documenting you or maybe you're asking questions of other people in your life. Hey, John, what are you looking forward to this fall? And you're documenting that. If you have a child or something like that, you're documenting kind of their list, whatever it may be. It's just kind of a fun way to tell your story or someone else's story. So that is what we do here. I have a website, laelbymail.com. I have my own line of Lael by Mail products. Lots of fun stamps and different things like that that I manufacture. I also, though, on my website have other manufacturers' products as well, because I use those as well. So if you see anything that I'm using and you're like, oh my gosh, what is that? I really want that, or I want to see it up close, or where can I find it? There is a link in the description box of this video. There's a lot of them. Link in the description box of the video. It says what's new or what I'm using. It says what I'm using. So that will take you to a page, and that page is constantly changing. So every time I do a new video, then what I'm using changes, right? But really easy to find things on my website. Generally, when we're here, I'm using newer or brand new product, and we'll be using two collections tonight. One is the new Cider and Donuts. Do you see what I did there? Cider, Donuts, Cider and Donuts fall collection from Simple Stories, and it's darling. And then doing a little bit of Bold and Bright from Vicki Boutin. So that is our plan. Now I am going to take a quick look at the chat, and then we'll get going. Hello, Mimi and Cindy, Janine, Wanda. Hello, Wanda. Phoebe. Hello, Nancy. Elizabeth. Hello, friends. Hi, Fauna. Nice to see you. I got to see Fauna in person a couple of weeks ago at the 3 Craft Chicks retreat up in Spokane. Always so fun. And Trisha too. Trisha. Also got to see Trisha up there. Love it, love it. So fun, you guys. Cynthia said hello. She is excited from Tennessee. Nancy never know what day it is. I know. You know what? So, I don't know. This has been my life for a while. I own my own business, so I work from home. And so I really never, know what day it is because I work every day. So generally there aren't a lot of things like, oh, it's not Sunday, it's Monday. We're getting up and going to work. It's just, So, but I think if you're retired too, that's, I think, one of the things that I think we can look forward to when we retire. Maybe not knowing what day it is either, because it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, Wanda said being retired, she always forgets what day it is. Mimi can't list tonight. She has dance class. You have to make and eat dinner before you go. Dance class, Mimi, what are you dancing? What are you dancing? Hello, Jane. Hello, Carrie from Montana. Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Melissa's new, right? I think Melissa's new. Melissa, we had a chat. She and I were talking back and forth via email. I think that was you this week, right, Melissa? And she said hello from San Diego, and she said first live. So welcome to your first live, Melissa. Nice to have you. Fauna said she loves the weeknights. She can watch live. Yeah, so really, I don't know. We've been doing this for about 4 years now, and it always has been Saturdays. September and October and November are super busy months for me because I do a lot of traveling and teaching over these months. But I'm taking advantage of some personal time prior to that. So in August to get some personal travel in. Anyway, lots and lots of travel happening between personal and then in-person teaching, which means our Saturdays are kind of taken up, right? If I'm not in town. So this is our second weeknight session this month. And I was thinking about it over the weekend, and I thought, you know what, I think we're going to start doing starting in September, because I am actually only in town one Saturday in September. So I think what we're going to start doing permanently is doing a couple Saturdays a month and a couple weeknights a month when we're doing our listing. I know that will kind of make my life a little easier. I probably went 4 years without having a Saturday, which I love being with you guys on Saturday, but through some scheduling things, I think at the end of July, we had a Saturday where we weren't listing, and I was here in town, and it was like, oh my goodness, a Saturday, this is awesome. So, but really the real reason to do that is because I know a lot of people can't be here in person on Saturday because of life. So I think it'll be fun to kind of mix things up, and starting in September, we'll start doing that. So some Saturdays and some weeknights going forward. Sound good? Sounds good. Let me see. Hello, Louisa. Nice to see you. You're working in the office. You don't know how long you can stand. I know, because it's a little bit earlier tonight, right? I know Louisa's California, so it's 4:30. 4:30 Pacific time. I live in Utah, so the Mountain Time Zone. So just try to kind of switch things around a little bit so we can have West Coasters and East Coasters. But of course, in other parts of the world too. But if you can't make it live, then replay is always a great option. Hello, Colleen. Nice to see you. Melissa, thank you. HB, happy birthday. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Just another year, right? Just another year. But I appreciate you guys. Wanda said, when is Sam moving back in? Yes. Well, I'll talk about that. He's going to be on one of our lists. Well, I'll be writing about that on one of our lists. Hello, Sydney, a redeemed rose. Oh yes, thank you, Colleen, for the reminder. Thumbs up, friends. If you're here still watching, just take an extra second and give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Hello, Mary Peck. And Mary Peck, I also saw in Spokane. Gosh, it's like all my Spokane. Well, no, there were a couple hundred people there, so not all my Spokane friends, but so fun to see you guys in person. I love it. Hello, Anna, for an afternoon live. Let's see. I want to make sure I get everybody. Sydney said she's new here as well. Welcome, Sydney. She's been watching other lives and loving the documenting style. I'm glad that kind of resonates with you, Sydney. I think it resonates with a lot of people because it is not a lot of pressure, right? I always say you don't have to be Ernest Hemingway. You're not worried about, writing some eloquent, description of your life or, whatever you're listing about. Super easy, just the facts. Here's the things on your list and off you go. And for me, it's just a lot of play. It's very freeing because I can play. And a lot of times, I think in other formats, we don't quite feel like we have the freedom to play. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. Love it, love it. Hello, Jeanette. Jeanette has lots of Zoom meetings on Saturdays, so it works. Teresa, I'm so proud of you for saying hello. Teresa said she's normally a stalker, but she's joining to work. She's joining to work on her year in review. So welcome. I'm glad you said hi. Thank you. So here's the thing. Not everybody lists with me. Some people are here listing with me as I'm listing. Other people may be working on a different project. Other people may be working, or they may be cleaning the house, or they may be on a walk or driving or whatever it is. So I'm just happy to have you here, whatever you're working on. Darlis, hello. She's wonderful while I wash dinner dishes. Exactly, right? And I do the same thing, you guys. Sometimes I'll put Vicky, my friend Vicky, on and just listen, especially if I'm home by myself. It just feels like somebody's there with you. So I get it. I love it. Hello, Crafty865. So this is a great segue. Crafty865. I had been very behind in drawing prizes. So I drew prizes a few minutes ago for our last 3 listing sessions, and I just decided to make it super easy. Honestly, I didn't have the time to sit down and go back and figure out what for each session I had said where the prizes were, because I would need to, anyhow, long story short, all of the prize winners, $25 gift certificate in my website. So that just makes it super easy. So let's talk about who those winners are really quick, and then we'll keep going. Then we'll kind of rotate and go. Crafty 685, 865. I wrote down 685. I'm pretty sure that's you. Crafty 865, Joanne Heinbuch, Jennifer O'Connell, Nancy R7825, Justine Kubicki, and Tamra Miela, I think. I'm not sure how I pronounce that. Well, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I know how I pronounce it, probably wrong. So those 6 winners, shoot me an email, layallbymail@gmail.com. In the subject line, put $25 gift certificate, coupon winner, whatever it is, and we'll email you a coupon code to use for $25 off your next order. We'll do more prizes tonight. The way that you participate in the prizes is you leave a comment on the video once it's over. All right, not in the chat. Chat goes too fast, and I want to make sure that those who are watching the replay also have an opportunity. So it is a after party prize. That's what I call them, after party prize. So you leave a comment on the video when it's over. And the next time that we list, which it's going to be about 2 weeks. It's going to be a weeknight, but about 2 weeks. I just have to figure out the schedule. I haven't done that yet. So before we list again, I will pick 2 random lucky winners, 2 random comments, and those people will win. And you know what we're going to do? I'm all about the easy tonight, friends. Same thing. Because this way you get to pick your own prize. Pick your own prize. I'm just writing this down so I don't forget, because in 2 weeks I won't remember. Pick your own prize. It's basically $25 on whatever you would like to purchase on my website at littlebymail.com. Okay, friends, so I think schedule, we talked about schedule a little bit. As of now, and don't worry, because we'll do some light nighttime listings, but I am out of town the next basically from this weekend, the 24th, through September 28th. I mean, not solid, but every weekend. So there's a lot going on, lots of traveling and teaching and things. So we will do one Saturday session, the end of September, last weekend in September, but we will do a couple of weeknight sessions for sure. Because I'm sorry, I'm not going, what is that, like 5 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks. I'm not going 5 or 6 weeks without us getting together and doing this, because I need it and I like it and I love spending time with you guys. So the updated schedule, the new schedule for September, October, November, December, 4 months, will be on Friday's email that goes out. You'll also see a new blog post for that on Friday, and then I will pin that new schedule to the top of the Layla by Mail Facebook page and Facebook group. So that will be the entire schedule through the month of December. And it's always tentative. You never know what comes up, but then you can make a plan. If you like to plan, if you like to plan your schedule, then you can make a plan. The other thing that's super important, friends, I'll rotate the camera and then we'll take a look just at the cover of these. Monday, August 26th. So that's this coming Monday. I think 10 a.m. I think I said 10 a.m. 10 a.m.-ish. Watch for the email to go out on Friday and Monday. My pre-order goes up for my 2024 December documented mini book project kit. This is the 17th year I have done that project for me, 17th year in a row, and this will be the 10th year. Oh my gosh, the 10th year is that's a big deal, 10 years. This will be the 10th year in a row that I have offered a December documented project kit. So lots of information coming on Monday, the 26th of August about that. Pre-order will start that day, and they'll ship the week of September 16th. There's lots of kitting to do. I probably won't have my product from Simple Stories until maybe mid next week, because it uses one of their brand new collections that hasn't shipped yet. Anyhow, but that's kind of an important thing to kind of keep in mind. If you are someone that loves to document December, if you are someone that normally does my annual December documented mini book project kits, Monday's the day. All right, let's do this. We might as well have this. Sam, our 23-year-old was here, is still here, and he was just a doll. He came in, set up my lights for me. It was kind of like kind of took us back to 4 years ago when we couldn't leave the house because of the pandemic, and he was here and he was helping me with all of this. Anyhow, he was setting up the lights, and trying to do that. I'm trying to do giveaways. I'm trying to participate in a Facebook Live for the Simple Stories retreat. All this stuff was going on, and he walked in, he goes, "Mom, I think you need one of these." And it's just, it's not much. It's just a little wine. And so he's like, "Mom, I think you need this." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks." So I'm gonna have a little sip, and then we'll rotate the cameras and do all that. And that's one of the fun things about a nighttime listing. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but on a Saturday, I wouldn't be sipping on wine at 10 in the morning. Okay. All right, let's turn off the overheads. Let's rotate. And then, oh, wait a minute. What the heck? Hang on. Here we go. Sorry for all, Okay, oh my goodness, hang on. Why are we so loosey-goosey there? All right, hang on, friends. Hang on. That's funny. So, that is just quite interesting. We're gonna try that again. There we go. All right, I think Sam may have adjusted something when he was helping. So, not complaining at all. However, things were just a little tight, so I had to get that fixed. Are we good? Okay, we're pretty good. All right, let's turn on the lights, overhead lights, or studio lights, and plug in. Thank you, Miss Colleen. Thank you. Colleen, did I respond to your email? I don't know if I did. If I didn't, I apologize. I will. All right. So, well, let's just, oh, we're all crooked there. Just hang on. Let's get that straight. We're a little bit crooked and we are, oh, I know. That's on the other side. Maybe. Hang on. I need to move this that way. And that should do it. That should get us straight. It's a reset every time. Are we good? I think we're close to being good. Wanda's drinking cherry limeade. Ooh, that sounds good, Wanda. Yummy. Like a lime Ricky? I love a good lime Ricky. All right. Okay, where's this light? Gotta make sure we've got some good light on the subject. Whoa, it's bright. Woo-wee, I need sunglasses in here. All right, I think we are ready to roll. Okay, so this is what we're gonna start out with, okay? This is what we're going to start out with. Oh, Nancy, yes, Nancy told me she was going on the Bourbon Trail. And you don't like it. Felt like a fire-breathing dragon. Yeah, bourbon's not really my thing either, Nancy. But if you're gonna do it, Bourbon Trail, I think is where you go. Okay, friends, so sneak peeks. These are not posted anywhere yet. So you will see these both go up for pre-order Monday, August 26th. So the first one is, this is the cover of my 2024 December Documented Mini Book Project Kit. So if you have been following along, I mentioned that I had four, if you've been following along on the emails, 4 brand new exclusive Lail by Mail products. So I've shown you all 3 on 3 different emails at the bottom. This is the last one. This one is my own album. This is a Lail by Mail album. Now, there are no contents in it. Well, it doesn't come with contents. We're going to put all the contents in as part of the kit. But I just decided this year that I'd have my own album. So I could kind of control how I want it to look. So that's just, super basic, kind of a white wood grain. But there you go. So this project, well, you'll see on Monday, uses 3 really fun collections from Simple Stories. And yeah, very excited about that. So that is my 2024, a little sneak peek, 2024 December Documented Mini Book Project Kit. And those of you that are Disney lovers, okay, here we go. If you're a Disney lover, this is using the brand new Simple Stories, Say Cheese Classic Mouse. Also using my brand new album. Something that's really awesome about the albums, 2 inches. So super, super, super thick, 2 inches, right? For lots of stuff. But that is the, it's All About the Mouse. That is the second of my 2 brand new mini book project kits that you will see go up on my website at lailbymail.com on, I think it's 10 a.m. 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Mountain. I can't remember what I said. But anyhow, so here we go, friends. Here we go. Those are the 2 new project kits that you can look forward to. All right. Yes, there's loads of designing happening with both of those right now. Well, meaning I am like designing like crazy. Okay, so let's take a look at the list that we did when we were together last. The first one that we did a This Is Us list. Okay, we did a This Is Us list. This Is Us. In the past, I have done a This Is Us list about my husband and me. And that would be there. I used the my Lail by Mail This Is Us stamp set for that list. And there we go. Just kind of a nice little descriptor about us, how long we've been married, how we're alike, how we're different, things like that. But when we were together 2 weeks ago, last week, holy cow, that was last week. Last Tuesday we were together. We did a This Is Us list That was, sorry, look at the calendar, I'm totally confused. Cindy, will just the album be available at a later date? Possibly, Cindy. Possibly. I ordered a certain amount, and I need to make sure that I have enough for both of those project kits. So, if they're available at a later date, it would probably be maybe sometime in November-ish. Yeah, because I just need to see. I need to make sure I have enough for both of those. All right, so we did a This Is Us, but the This Is Us that I did was instead of about, a romantic relationship, my husband and I, this one I did about me and Vicky and me. Hello,
Vicky and
Dad.
I.
No, it's not Vicky and I. It's not Vicky and I. It is not Vicky and I.
Well, that's how I was taught to say it in grade school.
Well, no, because if you say, if you take out the Vicky person, I did it about I, or I did it about me. Vicky and me. I know it sounds so different, right? I think we talked, don't mind me, I'm just giving the 23-year-old a little grammar lesson. No, you know what, Sam, that's very confusing to a lot of people. And most people say I because it sounds correct, right? It doesn't sound correct if you say Vicky and me.
I'm pretty sure at some point someone may or may not have corrected me on that, and
Well, that's just the easy way to remember.
They could have told me wrong, and that
No.
person may or may not be in the room right now.
No, oh, Samuel, no, grandma, great grandma. I learned that at a very young age, like
Okay.
when I was probably in grade school.
Okay.
Because she would say, Vicky and who? And I'd say, Vicky and I. And she'd say, Vicky and who? And I'd say, Vicky and I. And she'd say, who? And I'd be like, oh, me. And she'd be like, oh, okay. Yes, anyway. So if you didn't know that, friends, sorry, I'm cleaning my glasses. If you didn't know that, if you're not quite sure when to use I and when to use me, you take the other person out of the sentence. So, Vicky and I went to the store. I went to the store is correct. If you say, I did this about Vicky and me, or Vicky and I, take Vicky out. I did this about me. So I did this about Vicky and me, or Vicky and I went to the store.
I love you.
Love you too, bud. See you later. Bye. Drive safe.
I will.
Okay. Oh, Zen girl. Yeah, we just started about 30 minutes ago. Yeah, about 30 minutes ago. Okay, so here we are. We're nice and clean now. Okay. Now we can play. Yes, so I used, I had so much fun with this list. The products are from the You Are My Sunshine collection from Pretty Little Studio. So there's still some of it left on my website, but it's a great collection. You Are My Sunshine. Definitely has a summer theme to it, but it is not all summer, as you can see. Everything I pulled out here really has nothing to do with summer. Hello, Novena Marie. Nice to see you. All right, so This Is Us, one of the lists that we did last week. Another list that we did last week, also using the You Are My Sunshine collection, is Currently. So Currently is a great example of a time capsule type list, because you are basically taking a snapshot of a specific point in time, and you are writing what you're currently doing, watching, planning, listening, disliking, playing, just a whole bunch of different prompts. So my Currently stamp set has a whole bunch of different prompts. And we had a great conversation during this session about additional prompts that you would like to see. So in November, there will be a Currently 2 stamp set that comes out, all with additional prompts. So lots more additional prompts, so you can kind of continue to build this out. I haven't finished mine yet. One thing I want to show you guys, that I pulled out. So give me 1 second while I grab these. Hopefully, are they here? Hold on. So I really want to show you these. Maybe I put them over here. All right. I'm looking. Oh, come on, Lael. I was so organized. I had them out. There's so much designing happening in here. So there's just stuff everywhere. All right, well, I do not know what I did with those. So, you know what'll happen? You know what's gonna happen? As soon as we are done tonight, they'll just pop right out. I'll be like, oh shoot, there they are. All right. Well, anyhow, I will just have to show those another time. It has to do with a little currently kind of thing, time capsule kind of thing. So, oh, I found them. Look at, they're the very first place I looked. Very first place I looked. So, we talk about time capsules and we talk about kind of a currently type list quite a bit when we are doing our list. So I wanted to show you guys something. When I say I've always been weird like this, like capturing all this information, I'm dead serious. I'm not making it up. So what I wanted to show you, a couple of versions of that, that I was doing when Jack, who is almost 27, our older son, when he was a baby. So this is kind of a, actually, let me show you this one first, because this one comes first. Jack was born on January 14th. This is how I was keeping track. February 16th. So this would be of 1998. This would be 1998. I was doing this back in 1998 because as a brand new mom, he was our first. I was keeping track of in one spot his what his sleeping schedule was like, what his eating schedule was like, how much he was eating when he was eating, when he was awake, his bathroom habits, I guess, I don't know, when he was getting a bath, and then anything else like Saturday, whatever that was, the 21st was the first time he smiled. So this type of thing, when we really talk about this being a time capsule, you guys, that is a time capsule, right? That is a time capsule. So I did this while I was home. So I took 3 months off work. And then when I went back to work, obviously I wasn't doing this anymore. I transitioned to this. Some of you know, you've heard me tell this story. When I went back to work, we hired someone to come work for us and watch Jack. Well, work for us, right? He was basically Jack. She was basically Jack's nanny. And her name was Lily. And you guys, Lily worked for us watching Jack and then Sam for 15 years. So this is her handwriting. This goes back to April 6th of 1998. So every day, because I wasn't home, right? She was watching Jack. She would fill this out. When did he eat? How much? When he slept? Any activities that he did? Diapers? Anything like that. So Lily, if you don't know, worked for us for 15 years. And she's now worked for me again in my Lail by Mail business for the last, I think it's been the last 2 years. So isn't that kind of fun? Anyhow, but another time capsule. So these are just treasures because back then, this helped me immensely as a new mom, new working mom. So I could come home after work and know kind of what Jack had been doing for the day. This truly is a currently. Look at Jack facts, 2-month-old. Height, weight, clothing size, favorite pastime, sleep, food, favorite toys, disposition. This is a currently, right? This is a currently, but in a different way that we do it. We do currently. When we're listing, we just have stamps. I do. You guys write things down, whatever you want to do. But having this, when I look back, is so cool. How he was at 2 months, how he was at 4 months. This is just as cool as if I think about looking back on this about myself 10 years from now, I will be so glad that I'm doing this now, right? I'll be so glad that I took the time 10 years ago, today, to be doing lists like this. And that's everything that we do here, you guys. All the lists that we do, basically this. And I can't tell you, these are such treasures for me to look back on because, you know, Jack, when he was 4 months old in 1998, I know exactly kind of, you know, what he was doing. Now, bye, sweetie. I was definitely a first-time mommer doing these things. I maybe did a couple of these for Sam, but I was nowhere near like what I did for Jack. So, you know, it's the first-time kid. The second child kind of gets not as much. I mean, he got as much attention, but not this way. Anyhow, so that'd be fun to pull those out, you guys, as we're looking at a list like this that we did when we were together last. Nancy. Did I see Nancy Mars here? I do not remember. Well, Nancy Mars, this one of you guys, she joins us often and lists with us and everything. But she has done this for some of her grandkids, which I thought was a really fun take on this. So you can do this about yourself. You can do this about, excuse me, other people in your family. If you have pets, this might be kind of fun to do if you have pets. So, but that's all we're doing. We do time capsules, and they're just as much fun as these are to look back 26 years later. Think about this will be so much fun to look back on 1 year later, 6 months, 6 months later, 10 years later, whatever it may be. Okay, there we go. That's all I wanted to say. I want to say lots of things. You guys know I'll talk the whole time, but that was what I wanted to share because it was kind of pertinent to our currently list. Zen Girl said she did that too because she has twins. Didn't want to feed the same twin twice. Oh my gosh, they are 30 years. But you didn't save it. Well, you know what? That's okay. That's okay, Zen Girls. But you know what that kind of reminds you to do? Do something like this for you now because you can't go back in time to when they were little, but you can do something like this for you now. Or if you ever have grandchildren, then there you go. You could start doing it for them. In kind of maybe this format. Jeanette said, from the time my granddaughters were 6 weeks old, I got a blank book and they wrote lists of everything they did during the days they spent with me. Oh my gosh, never thought of that before, making lists 22 plus years. Jeanette, I love that. What a special treat. What a special treat that is for you. And you know what? I think that's a great point. You did it with a blank book, right? Just did it with a blank book. What we do here, I like to play. I like to play with product and things like that. That's my business and that's what fills my cup, right? It feeds my soul of playing like this. But you don't have to use all the things. Basically, all you need to do what we do here is something to write with and something to write on. Basic as that, and then you add whatever else you want. Okay. Those were our first two lists. Now, we did start another list last week, and this will actually be our second list that we do. We started one about things I'm no longer interested in doing, and this is kind of my stack. So we'll get to that one as our second list, but since I have all this beautiful cider and donuts fall product out, I thought we would start out with that first. Okay, start out with that first. So our very first list for today is things I'm looking forward to this fall. Hello, Marilee. Nice to see you. Moving your daughter in. Love it. How fun. How fun. Oh my gosh, Marilee, I remember when, was it a year or two ago when your first daughter went off to college? I remember you saying it was so hard. All right, so the first list that we're going to do today, is things I'm looking forward to this fall. This is a list that's a super, super, super easy list to start with. If you are just getting started listing and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't really know what to start with, and I always say just pick a list and start. And some of you are like, but what do I start with? So this is one of really the 3 types of lists that I tell you is a great starting point. Things you're looking forward to. So there's a little spread, a little article, whatever, in the Listing with Lael Idea Book Volume 2, where I talk about getting started and things that you're looking forward to. That is a great list to just pick up and start because there's always something to look forward to, right? Even if you're like, oh my gosh, no, I'm having a really hard time in life, there's nothing looking forward to. And I say, well, are you really hot? Do you live somewhere that's really hot climate? Oh my gosh, yes, I live in Vegas and it's 158 degrees. And I say, well, you're probably looking forward to cooler temperatures, right? Oh my gosh, I am looking forward to cooler temperatures. Do you like soups and stews? I love soups and stews. Looking forward to this fall, right? What are some things that happen every year in the fall? Maybe you're looking forward to the leaves changing, or maybe you're looking forward to being able to have a fire. Maybe you're looking forward to football. So there's things like that you can look forward to, or that you can list about looking forward to. This is a list that we do at least 5 times a year. So as I go to our original idea book, beginning and end. Is it beginning and end? Chapter 11. Now I don't remember. Now I don't remember. I probably should have looked at this before, huh? We usually do things I'm looking forward to in the new year. And then we do, oh, I know where it would be. We look at things I'm looking forward to this spring, things I'm looking forward to this summer, things I'm looking forward to fall, things I'm looking forward to Christmas, things I'm looking forward to winter. So we usually do it like, I think, what is that, 6 times a year? It's an easy one to just pick up and go. So that's the first one we're going to start with. I am using the Simple Stories Cider and Donuts collection because it's perfect. It's just perfect for this. Fauna's looking forward to pumpkin spice latte. Would that be a Starbucks one, Fauna? Wanda's looking forward to going to the pumpkin patch. There we go. Hello, Jackie. Hello. 6 years ago. Oh my gosh. 6 years. Holy cow, Marilee. To Cal Poly Pomona. Yes, I remember that conversation. Wow, that's just scary. So this one I thought was a perfect piece of pattern paper. It is from the Cider and Donuts 6x8 paper pad. This would be great to use on one side of my list. So more and more I do double page lists, but every once in a while, and later today we'll do a single page list too. But hello Carmen, nice to see you. We're gonna start with this guy. So the Traveler's Notebook inserts that I use are standard wide, okay? They're standard wide. They are 5 inches wide by 8.25 inches tall, okay? So you'll see me most often using smaller paper. When I say smaller, like the Simple Stories paper pads are 6x8. 6x8 paper pad is great for working in a Traveler's Notebook because 6x8, 5x8.25. You don't lose a lot of the great pattern, right? The other thing is that the pattern is scaled down. And this is going to be the case, should be the case for 6x6 pads out there. I'd say all the ones I know of, and definitely all the 6x8 pads. The pattern is scaled down. And what I mean by that, on this particular piece of paper that says thankful, if this was a 12x12 piece of paper, those thankfuls would be much larger. So it's nice to work with a scaled down pattern when you're working in a smaller space. All right, so I thought this would be a great one to start with over here. And I need to trim it because 6x8, 5x8.25. So what I'm going to do, I am going to trim this to 4 3/4. The reason I trimmed to 4 3/4 is that will give me a nice white border on my Traveler's Notebook that I'm using. So I am a Traveler's Notebook geek, nerd, lover, passionate about, whatever you want to say, but Traveler's Notebooks are kind of my thing. So I use a Traveler's Notebook when I'm doing this, but you could really use any type of format. We even talked about that you could do your lists in a 12x12 scrapbook page. So 4 3/4. I need to trim a little bit off of both sides. I want to trim this evenly so I still have some of that gorgeous pattern. So if I do a 1/2 + 2, I don't know, whatever that is, 1/2 + 2, it's Wednesday night. We're not going to do any more math than that. 1/2 + 2 will then get me to, oopsie, 4 3/4. There we go. Hello, Kelly Golden from Minnesota. Nice to see you. All right, so this will go on the left side, or excuse me, right side of my page. You know what I might do? No, I have to. I always generally do my writing over here and then something like that over here on the right. So I'm grabbing my little corner rounder because I round the corners, the outside corners, because the outside corners of my insert are also rounded. So I'm going to work on this spread off of the page, meaning I will work on it here on my table, and then once it's done, I will adhere it into my inserts. Once I start to get, I don't know, about 3/4 of the way full, my insert's about 3/4 of the way full. As much as I can work off the page, I prefer to do that just because this starts to get really lumpy and bumpy. Now I can't always do that, but if I can, then I will. So we'll just move this off to the side for a moment. And my other page, let's see, what do we want to do with it? I pulled out some different pattern papers, also from Cider and Donuts. Oh, I don't know. I think that might be it. We can go with something that's pretty subtle, right? Look at how much that changes, that look. You know what we need to do first so we can really get a good feel for it? Let me get my white cardstock out because I will work on white cardstock for my list. So there we go. I'll trim that down to size. Generally, when I am adding pattern paper and then adding my list. So basically this is what I'm doing. Pattern paper background and then the white will be my list. So usually I trim the white cardstock down to 7 by 3 3/4. 7 by 4, 7 by 3 3/4. I think it's 3 3/4 because then that gives me even all the way around. I'm all about the even. All about the even. All right, so that is what those two, just pretend like that part isn't there, right? That's what those two would look like together. Or I could pull in something like that. And that would also look nice, right? Ooh, so this is what I'm thinking. I love all of these florals. And I think I might like to use one of these large florals down here. So if I'm going to do something like that, I'm probably better off having a more basic pattern here as opposed to something like this. So as we're working, this is just what I do. I talk through as I'm making decisions. Generally, well, usually I'm not talking, well, that's not really true. I talk to myself a lot, but I wouldn't be, I'm thinking all of these things as I'm working. And earlier today, when I'm designing, I'm thinking through all of these things as I'm making a decision. But when we're together, I like to verbalize them because I think it helps people. I think it helps you to go, wait a minute, why did she use one and not the other? What's the difference between, that's pretty, why didn't she use that? Because if you don't know that I'm planning on doing something like this, I think it helps. At least in my mind, it helps, so I'm doing it. But I think we might be back to that. I still love this. You don't kid yourself. I'll be using this. I'll be using that on something else because it's just gorgeous, right? It's gorgeous. Now, to totally change it up, look at that. That would I mean, look at how different that looks. Yeah, I love those colors in there, but I think I still like this one. So if you're not sure what to use on any of your projects, do this. Do what I'm doing. Just pull a bunch of different ones out, look at them together, and generally you'll see it and go, oh, yep, that's it. That's what I want. And that is the one that I want to use. Hello, dear. Hello, honey. Nick is, I don't know, in the other room, I think. I don't know. At this point in the year, I think he likes to try to steer clear, because, things get stressful in, Lael world. And, when things get stressful in Lael world, I get a little bonkers. Huh, Nick? All right, 4 3/4, 4 3/4. There we go. I am, though, super excited because Friday morning I leave at crack of dawn 30 to go meet my friend Vicky Booten in Las Vegas. It is her daughter's, Devin's 21st birthday. And so we are going to celebrate, and I am joining them. And so there will be 4 of us. Devin is her daughter, one of Devin's friends, and that is what we'll be doing. Celebrating in Vegas. We are also going to see Bruno Mars. So very excited about that. Very, very, very. All right, so there's the starter, right? You can kind of get a feel for what I'm doing. Now, I was thinking about using this, but guess what? Now that I see this, so if you look at my listing with Lael idea book is full. There is no room at the end. No room. It is full. It's all done. So I've been printing out sheets until I have time to make a new one. But this was my thought for, that's supposed to be a squirrel. You didn't know I was a great designer, or you didn't know I was a great artiste, did you? That's my squirrel. But I was planning on using the fall, but I think that fall is just going to be way too big. It's like way too big and chunky, right? Way too big and chunky. So that's out. When I do the things I'm looking forward to list, I always use the All the Things stamp set. This is one of my stamp sets. It's a 5x7 stamp set. And it is kind of a building stamp set. What I mean by that, let me just do this to separate that little plastic there. All right, gotta just loosen that. Okay, so it's a buildable stamp set. So you have my favorite things about, so you have a prompt like that. And then you have all of the handwritten words. My favorite things about fall, spring, summer, winter, this fall, spring, year, winter, summer. Favorite things about last fall, spring, winter, summer, year, month. Things I'm looking forward to, things I'd like to do over, things I remember, dislike, forgot, forget, learned, things I'd like to do again, things I appreciate, things I do well. Anyhow, kind of a buildable stamp set. So you take one of the prompts and then you take the handwritten stamps and put them together. So we need looking forward to, and we need things I'm, and then we need this, and then we need fall. So we'll use that small fall instead of that large fall. That large fall is just going to be too big. It's going to be too big. Okay, so there we go. Things I'm looking forward to this fall. Now, I need to pick some colors on what I want, what color I want to stamp those things in. So I will use the same color for all of that. Melissa, this is the cider and donuts collection. So it's cider plus donuts, cider plus side donuts from Simple Stories. And you'll find that linked in the description of what I'm using. All right, so I had pulled out really just for my flat lay, just for kind of, you know, some decoration, a couple of colors, bundled sage, crest olive, and speckled egg. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'll use one color to ink the edges, but now that I see all of this together, what is really like jumping out at me for title is kind of this color, kind of that rusty color. So let's take a look at my ink swatches. When I am stamping with ink, I always, with the exception of black, use Distress Oxide inks. Distress Oxide from Tim Holtz or Ranger. That's just my thing. That's what I like. For me, it gives a really good solid impression. They are a pigment-based ink. I call it a juicy ink. It just, to me, gives a really nice, solid impression. So I'm pulling out my little swatch book. I use my, Swatch This Washi stamp set. Swatch This Washi. This would be Ink Lil. Swatch This Ink stamp set. I've swatched all of my ink. So when I get to this point and I'm like, oh, what color would look good with this? I can just pull out these instead of pulling out all 80 of those to try to figure out. So as I said, I'm kind of looking for rust. Let's see if I can find a rusty color. Aged mahogany. Aged mahogany might do well. And I think that's probably, I organized mine by color. So that's probably going to be the closest to what I'm looking for. Forest moss would be nice, but that's kind of, you know, dark. I could look for, aged mahogany. I could also maybe look for a really dark orange. I don't think though. I don't think there's really Rusty Hinge. So Rusty Hinge would work as well. Rusty Hinge kind of is the color of the acorns. But I think over here, I feel like I need something a little bit darker. So maybe aged mahogany. Let's grab aged mahogany and give it a test. Give it a look-see. Looking for that. Here we go. Here, to me, is a prime example of why it's a really good idea to swatch your inks. This is what it looks like when it's stamped. That is what it looks like on the printed, sticker that's on top of the little ink. it looks, in my opinion, quite a bit different here than it does here. So you may be able to see it on camera, you may not. But I think swatching is a good thing. The other thing I would like to do is I'd like to ink the edges of that white so it's not so stark. So going back to my swatches again, I think I like speckled egg. Speckled egg would work really well on this side, but over here, that color that we're picking up is more of a mint. So not that same. So speckled egg, you're out. Sorry. All right, let's see. We've got this, we think, here. We could go with maybe a... Totally escaping me. Not mustard. Fossilized amber? Not quite, right? Fossilized amber is not really dark enough. Mustard seed is a little bit brighter than I want to go with. Scattered straw. Scattered straw could work. Let's look at that. Scattered straw, we could ink the edges with scattered straw. So where would that be? Okay, Lael, where are they? Where's scattered straw? I know he's here. All organized. Everything is in order of where it be. Oh, there it is. Here's another example. This is why I wasn't really seeing it. This comes off much more yellow than it actually stamps, right? Stamps much lighter. So I wasn't seeing it because I saw the yellow. All right, so now what we need is our little foam blenders. So these little guys, this is one of my products, your ink blending storage. Is that what it's called? Ink blending foam storage, whatever. It's storage. Ink blending foam storage. It's linked in the description box of the video under what I'm using. Anyhow, the little case, 2 sheets. So your little case holds up to 40 inks, all right? So I have done all of this. Now it doesn't come with everything pre-labeled or pre-stamped. That's all part of what you do when you're swatching. But I am looking for scattered straw. The reason why, again, organizing, right? Same reason that we do something like this, we do something like this because it keeps all of our things organized and super easy to find. So I just grabbed scattered straw. Let's grab, that's a little piece I cut off. Let's test it to make sure. So I took the little foam blender and then the tool, and I am in a circular motion, just picking up some ink from there. And then I'm going to just ink the edges, okay? I'm just inking the edges of that piece. And that was just a tester to see, but I think that will be awesome. Look at that. That just really, it just really kind of softens everything by having those inked edges. So here we go. Hello, Joe1581. She said, oh, I did not know you were going live in the week. I have not seen a live for almost a year now. I was like, what the blah, blah, blah. Happy to see you still growing strong. Yes, Joe1581, nice to see you. I have a lot of travel right now, a lot of travel. So Saturdays, a lot of Saturdays I am gone. So this is the second week in a row that we have done a weeknight listing session. And I shared with everyone at the beginning that going forward, starting in September, we'll alternate. We'll do some Saturdays and we'll do some weeknights. Because I know a lot of people can't do Saturdays just because of life. And there'll be people that can't do weeknights because of life. But then, you know, there's some different options, right? And obviously you can always watch the replay too. But nice to see you. I do. Thank you, Karen. Yes, I post on the blog. I post in the Lael by Mail Facebook page and Facebook group. The easiest way to know is I always have the schedule on my emails, my email blasts that go out usually about twice a week. So Joe1581, if you don't get my emails, then if you want, you can go to laelbymail.com and a little thing will pop up and they'll say, hey, if you want to keep up to date on what's going on, then put your email address in. All right, so there we go. And I just don't like inky fingers, so that's how that works. I just push that back down and then I have minimal ink, hopefully, on my fingers. Okay, so there we go. We're inked up. We're inked up, and now that white is not so stark, right? Now the white's not so stark. I pretty much always am doing my lists on white. So then the next thing I have to do, I have to do this. Now my outlining comes into play. And that is just, I don't know, probably 20 some odd years. I've been paper crafting for 27 when I was pregnant with Jack, and probably doing that little outlining thing at least for 20. It just, to me, it just makes such a difference. Like, look, there it is without, and then there it is with. It just, I think, makes such a difference. But then I have to do this too. We just go all the way around because it looks weird to me if I don't do it. There we go. It's funny, I was talking to Vicki the other day. We all go through changes in life, and, sometimes we have longer hair, sometimes we have shorter hair, sometimes we're thinner, sometimes we're not. And when you do this, when you are, on YouTube and you're, showing your face and you're doing it 4 or 5 years or whatever, it's very interesting. Like Joe 1581, and I'm not saying you would do this, but she may be looking and going, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a year. And she's like, wow, you've changed a little bit, right? That's a little bit of the hard part. A little bit of the hard part. Okay, there we go. What I mean is the gaining weight part. Let's just get that out of the way. That's what I mean. The gaining weight part. It's there, I know it. Okay, here we go. I think we're ready to do our stamping. So let's get out our stamping block. And let's get out we need that little one. And we probably need another little one like that. Not quite. We need a bigger one like that. And we need a bigger one for that. All right. So when it comes to stamping, a couple of things that I think are really important. Number one, for me, and this is just me, right? Anything I'm sharing with you guys, it's all, in my opinion. Number one, when I stamp multiple words like this, things I'm looking forward to this fall. So 1, 2, 3, 4 stamps. I personally stamp each of those individually. I prefer to have control over how close my stamps are together. And if I were to put all of them on this same stamp set, and they're upside down backwards, but that's okay. I can't get them as close to each other as I would like because you have that little border around, that little extra padding around all of the stamps. So for me, I prefer to stamp individually, and that is what you're going to see me do. So that's the first thing. Next thing, when I am picking up a stamp, right? I need to pick up a stamp, and I'm doing that with my stamping block. I put the stamp face down on my work surface and then pick up from there. I find it's much easier to place your stamp when you do that, especially if you're trying to get something straight like that. Much easier to pick it up when you know it is straight versus trying to, especially something like that, take that and get it straight on your little stamping block. Okay, there we go. Next thing, and again, my opinion, super important. You'll notice I pulled out 3 different stamping blocks. For the 3 different sizes that I'm working with. And actually, I think all of those might fit on that one. So if I can get them to fit on that one, I'll do that. This to me is one of the most important thing when it comes to stamping from my personal experience. If I can have multiple stamping blocks, if I can try to right size my stamping block, I have much better success, much better success of stamping and having my stamped impression look good than if I try to use the same stamping block for everything. In this case, with all the stamps I have here, if I only have one stamping block, that guy, then that means I am kind of my lowest common denominator. I have to have one that's really large to fit my largest stamp. But what that means when I get here, I have this little tiny stamp, right? I have this little tiny stamp, the Things I'm, and I am using it on this big block. It is like in the big giant ocean and it's just floating. It becomes, in my opinion, very difficult to try to get a nice even impression because there's so much extra stamping block around that. So right size your stamping blocks if you can. I think that makes a huge difference. Next up, stamp standing up. That is, now I never sit down. I stand all the time. I teach like this standing up. I design like this standing up. And that's just something I've done for a really long time. For me, I like having a bird's eye view. I can get things straight when I have a bird's eye view. If I'm sitting, my bird's eye view is non-existent and things are crooked. When it comes to stamping, I think it's super important that you stand, even if you sit the rest of the time. The reason for that is when you're sitting, and if you're standing right now, I want you to kind of squat down. That's what I'm doing. Pretend like you're sitting. Your little arms, these are your T-Rex arms when you're sitting. You don't have a lot of range of motion. And then range of motion and leverage is super important when you're stamping. So if you're sitting, your arms can only move so far because they're getting in the way of your work surface. But when you're standing, you have much more leverage, range of motion, and I think you get a better stamped impression, in my opinion, again, when you're standing. Get rid of your T-Rex arms, right? Get rid of your T-Rex arms. You want that range of motion. Next thing is, I will always, unless I forget, test stamp before I actually stamp. There's tons and tons and tons of test stamping. I just grab a notebook and test stamp. The reason for that is helps you to make sure you've got the right color, helps you to make sure it's straight on the stamping block, helps you to make sure things are spelled right if you're using alpha stamps. Then also helps you to make sure the stamp is clean. Sometimes you might get a stray hair, a little piece of lint on the stamp, and you don't know that until you actually stamp with it. If there's something on the stamp, it is going to prevent your ink from sticking, which means you're going to have a big space in that stamped impression. So all of those things you can identify if something is going to go wrong on your testing before you actually do that on your project, right? I'd rather figure out something's going on over here than here. So here we go. Here's my Things I'm. You can see over here, I did that with the things I learned this month. Things I'm. We're going to make sure that we like what all of this looks like. Here we go. Let's do just this down here. Things I'm. Things I'm looks good. Now we've got my looking forward to. So let's pick this guy up next. Ink him up. Hello, Terry. Terry, for Pete's sakes, I had 3 alarms set and still missed the beginning. Oh, it's okay, Terry. You can go back and watch the beginning if you want. I showed a couple sneak peeks of 2 new project kits. My December documented for this year, and then the Disney one. Things I'm looking forward to, and then we'll do this fall. So, do we like that? I think that's cool. Oh my goodness, it's like the perfect match for that. So, let's go ahead. We're good. I don't see any issues there yet. Let's move this off to the side. And figure out where we're starting up here. So, we know Things I'm is really small, right? It's pretty teeny. So, we want, whoopsie, let's not do that upside down. That would be a good one, wouldn't it? But you know what? We all do it. So I almost did that upside down. And guess what? If I did it upside down, do you know what I would do? I wouldn't quit. I wouldn't cry. Woo! Whoopsie. I wouldn't quit. I wouldn't cry. I would probably just turn it over and use the other side. Or I would maybe get my little white pen and try to fix it. Or I might just stamp on another piece of white cardstock and put it right on top, right? We make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Even when you do it for your career or your living or whatever. All right, so, oh goodness, that just reminded me. I forgot to wet my stamp chamois. Let me see if I can grab Nick and have him do this for me. Hang on. Hold please. Honey, Nick?
What?
Can you do me a favor?
Hang on a second. Step over hand.
Okay. My stamp chamois is just right there on the newel post. Will you wet it for me and bring it in? Thank you.
For what?
My stamp chamois. Will you wet it on the newel post Oh, I didn't bring it in? Thank you. Okay, he's learning. He knows what a stamp chamois is. Okay, all right. I need to clean that, but I will clean it when he brings that back. Always a good idea. Clean your stamps right away and put them back right away. You know, I don't need to tell you that. Makes it so much easier. Then it's clean the next time you use it, and you don't lose it. Right? Thank you, honey.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay, now here we go. Looking forward to. Oh, that color is so good. That is aged mahogany. Zen Girls, I love it. Zen Girls said I'm doing my first list right now, even though I bought your books. I love that you're doing your first list. Is this the one that you're doing, Zen Girls? The things I'm looking forward to this fall? I think that's, if you are, I think this is, like I said earlier, this is one of the easiest lists to start with. Things I'm looking forward to this year, things I'm looking forward to this fall, things I'm, Karen asked a great question. She said, Lael, how long do inks actually last, lifespan? It depends, Karen. It depends on a number of things. Number one, it depends on how often you use them, right? It's just like the loaf of bread. Well, your loaf of bread will last a really long time, depending on how much you eat it. However, it will get moldy. So number one depends on how long you use it, or how often you use it. Number two, as long as they're stored well, right? If they're stored well, they should last pretty long. I store all of mine this way. I don't know that it matters. I think some people might store them upside down. I live in a really dry climate. Karen, I know you do as well. I guess theoretically, if you live in a drier climate, I know it's the case with white pens, this happens. In drier climates, they tend to dry out more quickly than in a more humid climate. But you know what? I have never, ever, ever had to replace any of my oxides. But again, aged mahogany, I don't use very well. I mean, very often. There are certain colors that I use quite often, but even those I have not had to, haven't had to replace yet. You can buy either a whole replacement ink pad, or there are also re-inkers. I personally, I'm sure I'm just doing it wrong, have not had a lot of success with re-inkers, but that I'm sure it's just me. But anyhow, that's an answer to your question, but not really. Yeah, keep the lids on. That's really important. Keep the lids on, and you want to make sure that the lid is nice and on, right? Not kind of part on, part off. Hello, Christine. Nice to see you. Deborah. Hello, Deborah. Thank you. Birthday, yes. She said, I love the weeknight lives, but not ready for the fall. Long day, prepping salads for dinner, then hunkering down for some other live TV tonight. Yes, I know what you mean there. I know what you mean there. All right, so things I'm looking forward to, and then we have this fall. I use, to clean my stamps, a little chamois here. It is literally like a chamois. Lawn Fawn makes them. I sell them on my website, but you could use a damp paper towel if you wanted. You guys, it's like anything in life. You don't have to have, and this probably, I mean, as a business person, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'm your friend, and we share things. You don't have to have all the fancy things. You don't have to have any of these fancy things. You can use a stamp chamois to clean your stamps. That's what I use, but that doesn't mean that's what you have to use. You could just use a damp paper towel, right? So, but it is a good idea, whatever you use to clean them right away. Clean them right away and put, what my parents used to say, if you take care of your things, they'll last longer. Well, that's true, right? If you do take care of your things, they'll last longer. All right, so, don't want to do fall yet. Let me do this. So now I'm going to stamp both of these separately as well. Remember I said, I like to stamp all of these separately, even though it's taking longer, right? Because I have to stamp 4 different things. I like to control the how closely I can get to my other stamps. I like things to be nice and close. Just put it on the end of that for a minute. When it comes to stamping blocks, I have lots of different sizes, an assortment of sizes on my website. So my T probably needs to come maybe more over towards the end. So like you can see, that's definitely not centered. So I think if I move this about the N, then that will give me or maybe even the G, probably the G. So another reason for testing, here I can figure out placement. Alrighty, let's just pull fall off of there because I don't want that to get in my way because I can't see. So this fall. So what are you looking forward to this fall, friends? What? Tell me, what are you looking forward to this fall? And don't say anything. That can't be an answer. I mean, nothing cannot be an answer. I don't know, that sounded like a double negative. Nothing cannot be an answer. You have to be looking forward to something. Maybe you're looking forward to, golly, I don't know. Maybe you're looking forward to presidential debates. Maybe you're looking forward to football. Maybe you're looking forward to fall leaves. Maybe you're looking forward to pumpkin spice lattes. So many things that we can look forward to this fall, right? It doesn't have to be big things. Maybe you're looking forward to wearing sweatshirts again. I don't know, maybe you don't shave your legs in the wintertime. Maybe you're looking forward to not having to shave your legs. Whatever it is, you can decide. It's your list, right? But I do say there's always things that you can look forward to, okay? Always, always, always. Things I'm looking forward to this fall. So I'd never want something like this to prevent you from participating or playing because you think you don't have anything to look forward to, all right? You get to decide. And your list may have two things. A list can have two things, right? It can be a short list. It can have 28 things. It can have as many or as few things as you want because it is your list, right? It's your list. All right, there we go. I always love it when I pull out a color that I probably would not use normally. For a long, long time, I would only use black, and that was, just me. And I just love it when I pull another color. I'm always pleased when I do that. All right, let's see. What are we looking forward to? I am going to put this little guy away. Tabitha said she hasn't had success with re-inkers either. Now, again, this is just me. And please know this is not me saying, oh, well, you better buy a new one. It's not me at all. This is Lael Scrapbooker hat on. That's what I usually say when I teach scrapbook classes. It's Lael Scrapbooker hat on, not Lael by Mail hat on. I've just never had success with them. So again, I don't know if it's me, but it sounds like Tabitha has not either. She said she thought it was just her. She's tried adding a little, tried adding a lot, scraping them. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyhow. Let's see. Oh, wait, Terry, your daughter. Wait, what did I miss? Terry. Oh, being a grandma. Oh, Terry, your honeymoon baby on the way. Your daughter's due in April. It's still a secret, right? Oh, you guys want to know? Guess what? So if you were with me last week and Jack called, her older son, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to take this because guess what? He got engaged. So that was very exciting, and I knew that was coming. But I thought he was calling to say, okay, I did it. But no. Anyhow, that happened last week. So congratulations, Terry, on the new addition. Sorry, I just totally stole your thunder. I just forgot to tell you guys that. That is so exciting. A baby in April. Well, guess what, Terry? We won't tell anyone. I don't know anyone that I would tell. Hopefully other people in your family don't watch this because then they would know. All right. Let's see. Wanda said, but we want fancy things. I know you want I get it, Wanda. I'm just like you, but you don't have to have all the things. You can still play. You don't have to have all the things. Hello, Nicole H from South Dakota. Nicole, where in South Dakota? Have we talked about this before? Maybe we have. Karen's not doing fall yet either because it's still summer until late September. I know, but guess what? It'll be a couple weeks until we are listing again, so I thought we better do it now. Jackie said she recently bought the chamois set and it works so much better than the paper towel. So worth it. I'm glad you feel that way, Jackie. Yeah, same here, but like I said, you can use, you don't have to have the fancy things to play, right? Melissa's looking forward to a scrapbook weekend with girlfriends. Yes, Justine, congratulations on your prize. Kelly's looking forward to cooler weather. Jen going to a retreat with friends. Jackie also a retreat. Louisa, Seattle to celebrate her daughter's 21st birthday. Congratulations. Carlette, work trip to Florida. Louisa, you win the prize. Oahu, Hawaii in October. That sounds like a good one. I'd be looking forward to that one too. Scrapbook Sister, hello, said hashtag Team Pumpkin Spice. Cooler Weather and Hot Cocoa from Jackie. Crafty 865, Cooler Weather. Cooler Weather, Janine and Pumpkin Spice Lattes. Justine and Weekend Getaway before Halloween. Writers Conference in October for Kelly. Scrapbook Sister loves wearing hoodies. Look at all these things, you guys. See, it doesn't have to be huge things. Louisa loves chestnut praline lattes. That sounds great. Karen Haynes, Denver Broncos. Oh, but you went to the game. That sounds like fun. 5-day scrapbooking retreat. Okay, all right. So lots of things looking forward to. Christy, a weekend with her husband, country festival, and her glamping. Ooh, that sounds fun. Love it, love it, love it. Wanda's favorite season. Terry, I'm so glad you told us that. So excited for your daughter. So excited. Okay. Congratulations to wedding and new babies. Okay, here we go. And Zen Girls 5-day scrap retreat, her birthday in Denver. Woohoo. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going. I know sometimes I just want to be social and I just want to talk all the time and not play, but we're going to do both. So, originally in my little sketch, I had this little guy because, we got to have him. We love him. The squirrel, we need him. So I think I can still make him work and still do my list around this because I'm looking forward to things, but there's not that many. So we're going to make him work too. Let's go ahead and get this guy ready to roll. Oh, there we go. Get my adhesive to make sure I wasn't getting low there. Okay, there we go. Some of my lists have photos and some of them do not. It just depends, right? That list that we looked at from last week or when we were last together, the This Is Us list with my friend Vicky had a photo. Sometimes I don't have photos. Now, if you want to use photos, if you're like, I love photos and I want photo on every list, then I say, good for you. You do you. If this list, you wanted to use a photo, you could put photos here of some of your favorite things. Leaves, maybe you love to make a special stew, maybe Broncos football, pumpkin spice lattes, and any of those photos don't have to be yours, right? Maybe the changing of the leaves, maybe you go look at the leaves and you have photos of beautiful trees. You don't have to have photos of all those things. You can go to Google and search Starbucks pumpkin spice latte and you will see loads of photos, really probably good photos. Or maybe you find a really cool photo of a coffee cup that has a design in the foam. When the barista does that, you could put a photo of that on there. So if you want to use photos, absolutely use photos, but they don't have to be yours either, right? Because sometimes you don't have a photo. And sometimes it may prevent you if you want to use a photo and you don't have a photo, it might prevent you from doing a list or doing any project, right? But it never should. Never should. You can find pretty much a photo of anything that you need on Google. On the Google. It just may not be a photo of your great grandma holding a loaf of her special pumpkin cheesecake that she makes, pumpkin bread cheesecake. But you probably find something close. Pinners Conference. Oh yes, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I used to go to those, Marilee. I think you know that. I used to go teach at those. All right, so things I'm looking forward to this fall. I need a bullet stamp. Okay, I need a bullet stamp because this is going to be a run-on list. I'm just going to write in here. Right. I would like to have a little separator line here though, just so I can kind of separate visually. And what I'm going to do that with is I'm going to pull out one more stamp. My back is to you for a moment. I had to pull out my little drawer there. Let's look and see. There is a line stamp in Here's the Story that is just a line. So that could go right there. Okay, so it's probably, I don't know. We can make it work. We'll make it work with that length. So straight line. And you might say, well, Lael, why don't you just take your black pen and write a straight line? And then I say, well, guess what? I'd like it to be in aged mahogany. That's why I have that little guy. So let's grab another stamping block. Does it fit there? Nope. Go up a size. There we go. Let me bring this a little bit closer to myself so I can make sure to get that straight as I pick it up. All right, there we go. So ink up that little line. And I can test it again over here. That's the other thing. If you've been testing all along, then you can kind of test and see if you like the way that looks. Now it's a little bit uneven, right? A little bit uneven because my little title wasn't even, but I think I'll like it. If something like this with this line, let's just show something here real quick. Maybe that line is too long. That line stamp is too long. That's okay. It doesn't mean I can't use it. It just means that I want to get out a sticky note because I can mask part of it off. So let's say I only wanted my line to go under this ball. What I would do is I would take my stamp here. Let me just get rid of some of that ink on there. I would take my stamp and I would, I'll put this right here. And if I only wanted it to be about that long, I will still ink up the whole thing. I'm not gonna mess with trying to only get ink on the part of the line that I want it on. I'm going to ink up the whole stamp and then I will stamp right there. Okay, so there's my little stamp, my little line, but this is a mask. I stamped on the sticky note. So if I pull off the sticky note, now I have a shorter line. And you can do that with any of your stamps, right? So maybe I just wanted to use this particular stamp. I just wanted to say this is. Well, I do the same thing here. I would put that over my paper and I would stamp this is us, but then I would pull that off and then the us is stamped on my little mask or my sticky note. And then on my project, it just says this is. So now the question becomes, do I want a little short one? I think really though I do. I think I want just a little short one. So let's figure this out because really I just want it to be right. I think just to go a little bit beyond fall. So let's just move it a little bit like that and pick this up again. A smorgasbord of all types of classes. Yes, that's a great explanation. So pinners, it's kind of based on Pinterest. Like you pin things on Pinterest. So that was the whole idea. Roxanne, when she started Pinners Conference, that was the whole idea. It's kind of like you pin things on Pinterest. So this would be a place where you'd go, not to do the things you pin on Pinterest, but all kinds of crafty classes. All right. So see, I created my mask and then I lift it up and there we go. Now, you're going to call me crazy, but I really feel like I need to do one more underneath that. I feel like I need just another one. That's a little bit wider. So we'll do it again. We'll do it again. Simple sticky note, right? So this will get me about right there. Ta-da! Sticky notes are your friend when you're stamping, especially, I think it kind of makes you look at your stamps in a whole other light because maybe you don't, I don't know, maybe you are going into the ocean and you have photos of a person in the ocean and the current is really crazy. And so you don't want to go in the ocean. So now you're doing you're telling a story about how you're not going into the ocean because of the current. And you're like, oh, I'd really like to have a stamp that said current, but you don't have one. You do if you use a little mask techniques that we just talked about. Currently. I don't know. I had to come up with a way that you could use current. Part of currently. Okay. Kelly's Creative Dreams said she's watching while she guards the bird feeder so her cardinals can eat, trying to convince fluffy birds are friends, not food. Oh, Kelly. For the very first time in my life, I saw a cardinal, a red bird, when I was in Niagara-on-the-Lake outside of Toronto, Canada, last summer, with Vicky. And I've never seen a cardinal in person before, and it was the coolest thing. I don't know, if you've never seen a solid red bird before and you see it, it's very cool. Something you haven't seen me do is after I clean, dry. I don't know why I dried that one. You can put them away if they're wet. Any stamps, and this is really any stamps. What I'm going through here really applies to any stamps, the cleaning, the testing, and all that. But super important to dry. If you are going to then maybe do another line and you want it to be in yellow, Super important to dry between clean, dry, and then stamp another color of ink, especially if you're using a pigment-based ink. Pigment-based inks they take a second to dry. And so if you haven't, no, pigment-based inks, sorry, water reactive. Pigment-based inks are water reactive. So if you have your stamp is even a little bit wet, has a little bit of moisture on it, and you go and ink up with another color, or ink up with a color, and it is not dry, that ink color may react a little bit with the water, and then it may do some funky things that you maybe not want. Okay. Lisa, I know I saw that Vicky was on tonight, showing her new, Wrapped in Ribbons collection, right? I know I have to go watch that later. Oh, now we're talking about spinning classes, spinning yarn. Oh, too funny. The cardinals are beautiful. Carmen saw them in North Carolina. Oh, it's tapered. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I got so excited about seeing the cardinal. All right, things I'm looking forward to this fall. Now we need a bullet stamp. So let's grab, where are they? Here we go. Bullets and more. As I am, you just gotta know, if you're new here, there's a lot of talking that goes on like this, right? It's just, we're socializing, it's a lot of talking. If I was just to sit down by myself and do a list like this, you might be like, holy cow, I don't have time to spend 2 hours, or however long it is, to do a list like this. It doesn't. If this was just me, I'd probably have it done in like 30 minutes, honestly. There's just, lots of talking that goes on. So don't let this much time, don't let it scare you that you think it would take this much time. All right, how do you get the other one out? Bullets. So bullet stamps, little teeny tiny stamps, small stamps that I like to use in between the things on my list. So this is Bullets and More 3. There are 3 sets, Bullets and More 2, Bullets and More 3. I will tell you, these are my most, for me, personally, my most frequently used stamp sets, because I'm pretty much using a bullet stamp on almost every list that I do. Bullets and More 2 is probably the most popular one, just because Bullets and More has been out for a long time. This was the first one, but it's pretty plain. Bullets and More 2 just has lots and lots of good ones, and then not as new, obviously, as Bullets and More 3. So, looking at a couple things, I don't know. There's a little like oak leaf on this one. I think I'll use the oak leaf. There we go. Little teeny, right? And the whole purpose behind these little teeny stamp sets, little teeny bullets, is so I can separate the things on my list. I think we'll just continue to use aged mahogany. Now, when we talk about stamping blocks, remember we went through that whole exercise of having to use a stamping block that was the least common denominator if you only have one? Well, if that's my biggest one, where did that just go? Oh, here it is. That's my biggest one, that little tiny stamp. Then I'm doing this, and that is near impossible. Not to say it can't be done, but it's going to be all over the board. It's going to be all over the board. It's just going to be not even, and it would not make me happy. So another stamping block. This is one of my products, a stamping stylus. Long, about 6 inches. I think this is why it works so well. It is about the size of a pen or pencil. So something that your hand is really comfortable. It knows this shape, and it knows what to do with it. So I'm going to place this bullet stamp on the end of the stylus. On the stylus, there is a little sticker, and it has to be a sticker because they can't etch into a cylinder. So, little sticker, but that sticker is there for a purpose. It is there to give you an orientation. So you have the same orientation every time. I have my little oak stamp on there. And as long as I am keeping my stylus in the same orientation, so the squirrel's always there, anytime that I am stamping, I should have my stamp in roughly the same orientation. So basically it doesn't get upside down and sideways. And so as long as I'm seeing that there, in the same spot, there's my little guy. Okay. Otherwise, it's going to be, and that's not bad. If it's a leaf, it's not bad. That's a falling leaf and it's just going lots of different ways. So, but that's the stylus and that's what the little sticker is there for. I mean, it brands it, but that's also, it's there for a purpose. Okay. So here we go. First on my list, I am looking forward to Samuel P. Concar. Sam moving back in. He is moving back home. He is moving out of the place where he's been living, and he is hoping to move in with his cousins. But none of them are ready to do that yet. So he's like, I don't know what to do. I need to move out of where I am, and what should I do? And I don't want to find another place. And then blah, 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 blah. And I said, Sam, just move home. And he's like, Mom, but I'm an adult. I don't want to do that. I shouldn't have to move. Blah, 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 blah. I'm responsible. I shouldn't have to move home. I'm like, Sam, just move home. You can move home anytime you want. So yes, he is moving home in the next couple of weeks, in the next week, really. So I'm excited to have him back for a while, right? I am looking forward to a trip to San Diego with Nick. Now, fall for me, I don't know, even though fall really doesn't start until what? I mean, fall doesn't start until September 21st or something like that. Some of these things are happening before then. In my mind, it just seems like the fall time, right? As soon as August is over, it kind of seems like fall to me. So you get to decide, how that works for you. This is very exciting. So lots of kind of big things happening in our family. Jack getting engaged. Also, there is a brand new restaurant called Corbeau. It is a brand new French restaurant that is being opened in Tacoma, where Jack lives. Jack's a chef. Working towards becoming a chef, okay? He's a sous chef now. But he going to a new restaurant, brand new French restaurant in Tacoma, opening up called Corbeau. So Corbeau is actually, we just found out, opening next week. A soft opening next week. So we will go up there for that. We'll actually be near there already, but I don't know, like 5 hours away. But very excited for that for Jack. Corbeau is crow in French. So Corbeau, also looking forward to the Post Malone concert with Sam. So Post Malone is from Utah, if you didn't know that. He lives here. And so that will be his opening of his brand new concert tour to kick off his brand new album called F1 Trillion Country, which we're very excited for. So Sam and I are going to that. What else am I looking forward to this fall? Oh, Utah football. I should actually say U of U football. So U of U, the University of Utah, that is where Nick and I both went to college, and we are very much followers of the Utah Utes. And so looking forward to Utah football. Looking forward to our last Harvey trip of the year in October. Harvey is our RV. Some of you, if you follow me on social media, saw some photos that I posted from the RV trip that we were just on this past weekend. So our last one, because Utah, snow, really cold in the wintertime. So you have to winterize a vehicle like that, which means no water on board. But then if you want to go in it, you have to be able to put water on board. And then if you're going in Utah where it's really cold, then the water on board freezes anyhow. So pretty much past October, we don't use Harvey unless we go really, really south or really, really west to the warmer weather. Pretty much October, probably to March. I'm looking for, oh my gosh, retreats. Holy cow. Retreats. I have many coming up. I have the the Simple Stories retreat in September. I have the Ready, Set, Create retreat in September. I have the Lizzie Lou. These are also all events I'm teaching at. Lizzie Lou Halloween retreat in October. I have the 3 Craft Chicks, 3cc, Christmas retreat. And then I have, last but not least, the Lizzie Lou Christmas Bash. So all of those within the next 2 months. So yes, lots of travel teaching, which is good. That's what's so much fun. I am looking forward to Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest, yeah, you guys, Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest. I'm putting it with a K. Oktoberfest. I am looking forward to chicken noodle soup at the Porcupine restaurant. Oh my gosh, they have the best chicken noodle soup, and it only comes out in the winter. Chicken noodle soup at Porcupine. All right, I'm getting down to the end of my list, huh? Let's see. Uh-oh, I moved. Oh no, he's good. He's the same way. All right, last on my list. I am looking forward to, really, the changing leaves. We, here in Utah, experience all 4 seasons, and the leaves are definitely part of that. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We get beautiful, beautiful, beautiful changing of the leaves. Let me see. Oh, Terry asked if I've sneak peeked my new TN covers. Not yet. My new Traveler's Notebook covers. No, not yet. They are still in the design process. So I probably won't have a sample, maybe until October. Maybe October. No, so nothing to share yet with that. Kathy, there's a park in Tacoma with tons of gorgeous roses if you like flowers. Kathy, I would love to know what that is. I would love to know what that is. Let's see, I missed something, I'm sure. A lot of retreats, yes. Lauren the Yarn, do I ever teach east of the Mississippi? Generally no, Lauren. And that's just, I don't know. That's not true. I teach at the She Loves Color event. I taught that last year, and then prior to that, 2 years before, and that is in Wisconsin. But generally beyond that, really not. In the past, I've taught in New York in a couple of different, at a store, and then also years ago, creating keepsakes, the CKUs, and the Creating Keepsakes conventions. But really, my traveling for retreats or teaching at events or stores, I've really pulled back on quite a bit. The more that my Lail by Mail business has grown. And really, I was only doing Lail by Mail full-time 1 year prior to the pandemic, and then all teaching stopped. So my Lail by Mail business has grown so much over the last 4 years that it's really hard for me to be teaching a lot all year long and then also run a business. I like drive myself into the ground. Because I think I need to do everything. I think I need to do it all, right? So I pretty much, my travel teaching pretty much now is between like the months of August, September, October, November. So I've tried to kind of design my life that way so that I have some life outside of that. But anyhow, that's probably a long answer to your short question. Crafty 865, do we think I might have my own retreat sometime? I've thought about it a ton. And there's been lots of, well, you guys have requested it. I just have to get my arms around it. So there are no plans for that right now. No plans for that right now. Maybe one day. Let's see. When does Simple Stories open up the retreat? It was sold out when I looked into it not too long ago. So Jackie, it sold out apparently within like 6 minutes of them opening it up. It's a super popular one because it's a manufacturer, right? Not a lot of manufacturers do things like that. So it is sold out this year, and it won't. They won't open up any more spots. So they're limited based on the venue. I think they'll probably do it again in 2 years. That's just one of those things. I'd get on Simple Stories. I'd get on their website, sign up for their emails, so be on their social media, so that you are kind of in the know. So that when they open up a new one, it's just one of those things like. You just kind of like Taylor Swift tickets. You just got to be there and try to get them, I guess. Okay, here we go. So we're done. We're done with this list. Oh, with the exception of one thing. I need to date this. I need to date it, right? That's really important. It's really important that you date your things. Again, in my opinion. My roller date stamp that I want to use is somewhere else. I won't use a roller date stamp. I don't really have enough room for that there. So we're just going to write it in. So important to date this type of thing, right? Here's a reason why. Remember when I showed you these? When I showed you these things at the beginning? Back when Jack was a month old. So important that you date these things. Now, I know that this was a month old because I remember that I put this together because I wasn't working right after he was born. Really, I probably should have had the date on here, 1998. This one, same thing, right? Space for date, April 6th. Again, I know that this is from 1998. But so important that you have dates on things, you guys, because if I look back at this at some point, I'll be like, gosh, what the heck? When was this? I was looking forward to Sam moving back in. Okay, so how old was Sam when he moved back in? Or like your currently type list, also important because this is very much a snapshot in time. Dates are important. Dates are important. So we're just going to do, actually, I have really now too much space here. So we'll do 824 like that. But I'm going to grab one of the fall mini icons. Fall mini icons. And I think what I will do is I could put a little fox there. Or maybe I'll put an acorn. Since I already have a little squirrel there, and there's acorns over here, I'll use a little acorn stamp. And do I want to use, I think I'll probably, just to keep it consistent, I'll just use that little guy. Continue to use that. So I'm gonna get a smaller stamping block out. These little cylinder ones I have on my website and I sell them in a set. They're my little cylinder. I don't know if I call them, I think I call them round stamping blocks. I don't remember. Anyhow, different size of those little kind of cylinder guys that are good for, those are good for your mini icons. And then there's also that little guy. That's a 1.625er. All right, so let's just do this little guy here. I really need to print a new one of my workbooks. There we go. All right, all done. All done, all done, all done. So now we will put it into the Traveler's Notebook. And then we will move on. Karen, they need a larger venue. So here's the thing. About 250 people, plus staff. So it starts to get very difficult. They break it into 3 groups. And so part of it is having a venue where you can have one big open space for everybody to get together. That same open space can be consolidated into smaller groups for classes. But then the teachers, basically you teach 3 classes over and over and over. One class, and then you move to the next group, same class, next group, same class. So you can only teach so many, why can't I find that? We'll just put it back in here. You can only teach so many classes, the same person, in the span of a day. And they do 6 classes, so you have 3 classes each day. So teacher teaches that way. Yeah, some other reasons. Just so, and I should say, I'm not giving that perspective from Simple Stories. I'm giving that perspective from Lael, based on a number of events, lots of events over the years that I have taught at, that you end up just getting space constraints and other constraints too. It also, the bigger group that you get, like anything, can be a little bit more challenging. If you're trying to teach a class to 400 people, if you're just speaking to 400 people, that's no problem. But trying to teach a class to 400 people, that starts to get a little bit more complex, because obviously no 2 people work at the same speed. So no 400 people work at the same speed. All right, I'm getting ready to put this guy in. And instead of my regular tape runner, I pulled out some 1/4-inch double-sided tape. And I need to put that here along this edge, because this edge is going to go here. And the fuller my insert gets, I start to get this little kind of curve over here. And I want to make sure that that part adheres, and it adheres very well. So if I use double-sided tape, it's really sticky. It's going to have a better chance of sticking than just my regular old tape runner because of gravity. It's going to want to pop. All right, so I have, and I didn't need to do all 4 sides, but I might as well. I did all 4 sides. Now, here's a little trick. When you're using double-sided tape like this, hello, Jody Sutton. She said, OMG, I finally caught a live. Excited, very fun to have you. All right, if you've ever used double-sided tape before, you know that you basically one shot. You're gonna put it down and you cross your fingers and hope that you get it straight. Because it's so sticky, once it's down, it's not moving. There's a little trick that my friend Joey taught me. Joey works for Photoplay Paper. Oh my gosh, I've known Joey probably for 20 years or more. If you just reveal a little bit, see, I'm just revealing a little bit, and you'll notice that the part that I am unrevealing, I've made like these little tabs, and they are all sticking out the outside. None of them are sticking in the inside. And I'll show you why. If I just reveal a little bit, now look what I can do. I can totally move this around in order to get it straight. If all of that sticky was revealed, I would never be able to do that. I'm going to turn this upside down because I'm right-handed. Makes it a little bit easier for me to do this. I'm going to get this so it looks about where I want it. Is it good there? About where I want it? It is. Now I'll just press down the parts where the adhesive has been revealed. So now it's in place, and then I gently pull out those little things. And now right there along that edge, that's nice and smooth, and that is not popping up. But that is a great tip. It's a great trick if you are using double-sided tape in any project. That just gives you a little bit of wiggle room. And that is our first list, things I'm looking forward to this fall, with the All the Things stamp set and the cuter than cute cider and donuts collection from Simple Stories. And you will find all those things on the website, laelbymail.com. So you don't really have to go searching for it. In the description box of the video, there is a link that takes you to what I'm using, and it just says, here's what I'm using in this video. All right, so I'm going to put all these things away, and we are now going to pick up again the list that we started last week when we were together. The list that we started last week when we were together. Where's this container? Oh, let me grab this. Is things I'm no longer interested in doing. Things I'm no longer interested in doing. And oh my goodness, we had lots of laughs. So many laughs last week when I started this list, because I'm like, okay, you guys, what are things that you're no longer interested in doing? Someone said wearing pantyhose, which I thought was hilarious. No longer interested in wearing pantyhose. No longer interested in, somebody said, like Bill Jones. I think that was Kristen. I think she said, whatever it was, turns out it was like her boyfriend or a guy that she liked in high school. But again, it's really fun way to just document you or document someone else, but this stage in your life. And we're all at a different stage, right? We're all at a different stage. Tabitha has a younger daughter, tween daughter, Adeline, and maybe Tabitha's thinking, I am no longer interested in getting up early to take Tabitha to school, right? I mean, Adeline. But you know, she does it because she's her mom. So you can have fun with it. A list like this, it's all about you. You get to decide. So sometimes people say, Lael, where do your list ideas come from? And I say, well, sometimes I come up with them off the top of my head. Sometimes you guys give them to me. You guys make suggestions. Other times, look at Facebook. This is where I came up with this list idea. I saw this list idea on Facebook. I printed it out. I put it in my workbook, right? I put it in my workbook for all of our list ideas here. And when I look for list ideas, I'm like, oh yes, let's do that one. Things I'm no longer interested in. All right, so here we go. Things I'm no longer interested in. Let's grab this list because we had started it last week. This was another one that I was starting off the page. Oh, we better put this away. Aged mahogany needs to go to bed. It's tired. It's been used. It needs to go to bed now. Okay. The fewer things we have here, the better. Okay. So things I'm no longer interested in doing. We didn't get too far. We did not get too far last week. So I'm using Vicky's Bright and Bold collection. We used 2 pieces of pattern paper, and I used the Tally Alpha, the brand new Tally Alpha stamp set to stamp the word not. Now, I went back and forth on what do I want to call this list, what's the title. I know my title is Things I'm No Longer Interested in, but I really wanted to have a nice bold, something that stood out. And that's, I don't know, I used not. You might use not, you might use no, you might just say no, I'm just going to write things I'm no longer interested in, but I used that brand new Tally Alpha for that. So things I'm no longer interested in. We did not get far here, right? We have no decorating. Now, this might seem kind of like a negative list, things I'm no longer interested in doing. That doesn't mean I can't use fun things like this. Like I'm so freaking happy because I'm no longer going to do any of these things, right? So I just pulled out a bunch of fun things from the collection. This is Vicky's Bold and Bright collection again. Just little icons that I thought might be fun to work in, right? That little dog. I mean, there's nothing on my list about a dog. Doesn't mean that Kathy, I just saw your comment. The roses are the botanical gardens in Point Defiance Park. Kathy, I have been there. I have been to the botanical gardens in Point Defiance Park. Jack went to the University of Puget Sound. So we've been to Point Defiance Park quite a bit because it's right near there. And then the new restaurant, Corbeau, is in the Porter district. Does that ring a bell, Kathy? I don't know if you're from that area. Anyhow, but that's so funny. I know exactly where that is. I've been there. I've seen them. All right. I want to save this guy for my next list. I know that. I mean, no, we don't like that there. So I'm just pulling things out, right? I'm just pulling some things out that could possibly work. All these, so die cuts, all a bit larger. I'm no longer interested in having fun. No, that's not the case. I'm interested in having more fun. I am more interested in having fun now than ever, right? I am definitely more interested in having fun. I don't know. I'd probably, my 20-year-old self would be like, well, I'm interested in having fun. What are you talking about? Okay, maybe that could work. But then I don't know about this so freaking happy. I really like that green there. I like how that ties in together. And then we've got the green over here. But if that's too much green, I could pull this guy. Oh, this guy's a little bit shorter. Oh, he looks sad now compared to that one. Oh, I like this one. We're really embracing that green color here. Pink and green. I remember we talked about that when we were working on this list before. Pink and green. It's like preppy. You guys remember that? The preppy handbook. That totally ages me. The Preppy Handbook, 80s. So I have a couple, right? I've got a couple things going on here. I like the size and scale of the daisy over here. I think I'd like to use a couple more daisies over here. However, I need to kind of play with the placement. We talk about this quite a bit. We talk about something called a visual triangle. And you really notice it without that. I have the area in which I've placed those three things. Do you see that visual triangle? If I take one of those away, do you see the difference? It's too like kitty corner I call it. I know some people call it catty corner, but it looks like something's missing. So if you're ever looking at a project, and this applies to anything, friends, this applies to really any art. If you're scrapbooking, if you're making a card, if you're doing lists, if you're working a traveler's notebook, a planner, a mini book, whatever it is, this kind of visual triangle. If something just looks like it's missing something, look at what happens when you pop a third piece into that triangle, right? It just really helps to balance it. Now, what I'm going to do is throw it off a little bit by, I think, putting this guy up here because I really like this guy up here. And that's okay. My visual triangle is still there, right? So I think I like those. When I am working in my traveler's notebook, you will see I don't use any pop dots. I don't use any type of dimensional adhesive. And that is because it's going in my book, right? And sometimes I may, like this, be writing directly on the insert itself. And if back here I'd used a pop dot in some spot, then it's going to make it very difficult for me to then write over that pop dot or foam square or what have you. So in my traveler's notebook, everything is always pretty one-dimensional. But my other projects, absolutely, things are popped all over the place. I like this guy. So what we're going to end up doing, you'll notice how he was a little bit on both pages. So I'd like for him to be a little tiny bit on both. So he's going to bleed onto both. So I am going to adhere him to both, and then I will split it apart. I think we better maybe get a little bit of this out. Just my little glue pen. Because there's parts of him that are a little bit harder to get in. So things I'm no longer interested in doing. What would be on your list? What's something you're no longer interested in doing? I know what's on my list. We'll talk about that, right? We'll talk about what's on my list. Oopsie. I just lost something. Oh, I'm in a group chat, Facebook, group text with some girlfriends, and a text just came through, and oh my gosh, it said something about lemon, basil, ricotta, something or other. Oh, that caught my eye. That sounded really good. Actually, I'm not going to do that. We'll just cut it apart with the scissors, Lael. Whoop! Golly. That just almost went right off of the chair onto the floor. So if you have something like that that feels like it's too big and you can't use it, it's absolutely okay to put part on one page and part on the other. Kind of like if, let's just pretend like this little squirrel, if I wanted to have him part on one page, part on the other. Generally, if I'm doing something like that though, I don't cut it right in half. To me, it looks very odd if it's in half. So you may have heard of another design principle called rule of thirds. And that's kind of what I have going on here. The majority, 2/3-ish, is here and 1/3 is here. So if you did it half and half, generally half and half just looks a little odd. But if it doesn't look odd to you, then it's not odd, right? But all those things that I think over time, and I'm sure lots of you do it, you just know. You know something doesn't look right, and you know, oh, that's because it's in half or whatever. You just know, and you don't even really think about it. You just move things around, and then things make sense. And if you don't know, but it doesn't bother you, you don't know what you don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know, so it's okay. Oh, I just remembered something. I think, let me look. This was my, oh yes, all right. This was my sketch from last week. I'm glad I thought of that. I am using the In the Box stamp set on this one. So before I get too much further, I better get that out. Oh, In the Box, In the Box, In the Box, In the Box. In the Box stamp set. I've had tons of requests to do a In the Box too. Now, this is very dirty. Just don't, it's okay, but just know it's very dirty. In the Box, so In the Box has two stamps. Let me do this, might be a little bit easier to see. Has two stamps, they're basically just boxes. They are a double, there we go. They're a double outlined box. One is with a ruler and then the other one is just kind of my hand little doodled. But I use that stamp set quite often, especially if I want to talk a little bit more. Let's see if I have it in this one. Especially if I want to talk a little bit more about, oh, maybe not in here. I want to talk a little bit more about something on my list. So, of course, let me grab another one here. Oh, here we go. If I want to describe something on my list a little bit more. So this was the best choices I've ever made. It's a list of 5 things, but I wanted to be a little bit more wordy in what I was doing as opposed to what we did in our last list and just do a bulleted list. So that's usually when I'm using bullets and more, when I'm using In the Box. Now, I've had lots of requests for more in the boxes, more boxes for In the Box. So, September, I have another In the Box stamp set coming out. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Now, these are going to be ish. Well, we're going to just see what happens because I got pretty narrow here. Actually, we want to go this way. I want to put this one here and this one over here so my little flowers can go there. So I got pretty narrow and I don't want those to be like smack dab on top of each other. So I'm going to end up they're both going to kind of go over the edge. That's probably going to take me over the edge. I very much live in a box. Like, I like things very nice and straight and not at an angle and white. And so the fact that that's going to go outside of the lines, but guess what? I'll get over it. I'll get over it. There we go. That's what I need. All right. And these I will do in black. For sure I'll do in black. Maybe I'd think of a different color if I was just staying within the lines, but because I'm going outside of that, I for sure need to stay in black. At least for sure for me, not for you. You know, you again, you do you, but that's just me. I go, oh gosh, I better stay in the black. Okay. So I said before that I almost exclusively use Distress Oxides for all of my stamping. I said with the exception of black. And that's what I use. That, in my opinion, again, I'll always say it's in my opinion, right? Because who am I? Who am I to say it's the best thing? In my opinion, that is my favorite black ink, hands down, no holds barred. That's it. I think it's amazing. It is a pigment-based ink, and it just gives you a really nice, solid coverage. Again, that's what I like. So the reason why you have all that black there's so much open space in the center. A lot of times you get your ink in the center there, and then I just have not done a good job at all of cleaning that off. So let's ink that up and see what we have. There we go. That's what I want it to look like, and that's what it looks like. All right, so if you are sticking with me tonight and thinking, I wonder how long she's going to go. We have this list, and our last list is a 1-pager, and that one will go pretty quick. That one will go pretty quick. So I really can't tell you how long, but just now you know. All right. So this one's going to come over here, and we'll have it go beyond the line just a titch. Ooh. Another one of the reasons, like I mentioned, why I stand while I am stamping is so that I have a bird's eye view. But this is actually way far in front of me. I mean, I'm all the way back here standing. And so I can't really, I don't have the bird's eye view over If I had the bird's eye view, it'd be more like down here, and then it'd be a little bit harder for you guys to see. All of that to say, this is going to come up, whoop, a little bit crooked. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's a little bit crooked. Ah, I know what I should have done. Well, I can't really fix it there, but why don't we go back to one of the principles, I don't know, one of the techniques, the tips, whatever you want to call it, hang on, that we talked about earlier, using a sticky note to create a mask, right? Look at this. If I had put this right there, then I would not have stamped over the top. So I don't know. I think I better just embrace it and do that over here also, because I think it might look a little weird if I have that there and not over here. I wish I had done that differently. I wish I had done that differently. Now, I'm just going to check on one thing. Just going to check on one little thing. And normally I would say, don't ever do this. Normally I'd say, don't be silly. Just leave it the way it is and move on. But it's going to bother me. So what I'm going to do is, oh, hey, look at this. Okay. I was going to say I could pull all of that off and get a second piece out of that. But guess what? Look what I found. That is from the Bold and Bright paper pad. These all have a hang hole strip up at the top. I had saved, for whatever reason, that hang hole strip. So look what I'm going to do. No one will ever even be the wiser. I am going to just cut this little piece. And it can just slide right in there like that. And no one will ever know. Actually, I should probably at least make it the right size maybe. Right like that. Okay, let's do it. No one's ever going to know. It's our little secret. No what? That would be Sam. If Sam was here, it'd be like, no what? Like it's already even gone. We don't even know what we're talking about anymore. So there it is. Now you see it. And hang on, I really should use the tweezers. It'd make life a lot easier. My little fat fingers are getting in the way. All right. Oh my gosh, come on. Come on, Lil. I'm trying to get it over that white dot up there so it doesn't look like there's part of a white dot that just disappeared. There we go. I mean, if you look really close, you can see it, but guess what? No one's looking that close. No one is looking that close. So now Terry brought up a good point. Let's talk about this one. Terry said, no, Lael, just cover that edge with a sticker. And so this is my thought. This is why I'm not doing a sticker there. Because I am using those two littles. Where'd my little guys go? My two little flowers. My two little flowers. Oh, here we go. Here's one. Where'd the other one go? My little guys are going to be here. So if I put one here and then I already have one there, then that would just seem like it was off balance to me. So that's why I didn't do that. All right. Now we can do our little masky mask. Our little masky mask. Melissa said it perfectly. Mistakes are just opportunities for creativity, right? Because you have to get creative. You're like, oh, shoot. So what can I do to fix that? And then there we go. Now, normally I would say that was just a learning opportunity, right? We all thought outside the box together. No. Normally I would say, oh my gosh, life is too short. Don't do that. But it was bugging me. So then we just use it as a learning opportunity. And oh my gosh, what could we do to fix that? Like, what could we do to fix that if that happened to us? All right. That guy goes off to the side and we'll do this one. Whoopsie. Don't do it upside down, or not upside down, but backwards. You do it backwards, you're going to make one giant mess because you will ink the back side of that stamp. So this is why, just if you were wondering, this is why the center gets really inky. If you are paying attention, and you put your stamping ink at an angle, that will kind of prevent that ink from getting in that center a little bit. But if you are doing something like this, you're just depositing that ink all over the center. And it's not going to affect the stamped impression. It's just going to dirty your stamp, right? Just going to dirty it up. Always test, right? We got to make sure we're good, especially when you start to get a little bit more surface area like that. And if you're using, well, really any color, sometimes it's just hard to see. Hard to see that you have everything inked. Now, I just got ink, black ink on my fingers. So I always like to have like baby wipes or something on hand so that I don't have to stop and put the ink thing back on. Well, if it was, you know, if I wasn't with you guys, I certainly wouldn't do that right now. But if I wasn't with you guys, I might stop and put the ink lid back on and then go in the other room and wash my hands and get sidetracked and eat dinner and have some more wine and then come back and go, what was I doing? So good idea if you're stamping to have wet paper towel or baby wipes or something with you that you can clean your hands at a moment's notice. Actually, let's go this way. No, let's go this way. There's my little mask, right? And this guy will go about right here. I can't remember if I finished this train of thought. Well, I guess it wasn't really a train of thought. It was a train of speaking because I was speaking. There we go. See, that's what we meant to do right there. I can't remember if, oh, I was talking about In the Box 2. So there is a new In the Box 2 stamp set coming out in September with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 5 more boxes. It's a bigger stamp. This is a 4x4. I think that one's a 5x7, I want to say. 4x6 or 5x7. So different boxes, different shapes. Still boxes, but different shapes. Okay, so now my little guys can go there, although I don't know what happened to the other one. We'll find it. It's here somewhere. It's probably on the floor or something. Okay. Now we need to figure out, what do we want to do here? Do we want to do 2 bigs? Maybe we do 2 bigs and a little. Let's try it. 2 bigs and a little. Where'd my little sticky note mask go? I think I tossed it to the side and then I need it again. So, sticky note mask will come into play again. Let's get another one. Sticky note's a good thing to have. Just another one of those good things to have when you are crafting. And they don't have to be like good ones. They can be from the dollar store or, you know, whatever. All right. So this guy we'll put right here. And we'll do a big one again. All right, did I miss them? Did you guys tell me things you're not interested in doing? Hello, Marie House. Going along to get along. Oh, that's a great one, Sydney. Oh my goodness, I've never heard that. Going along to get along. I'm the queen of that, I think. Honestly, path of least resistance, going along to get along. Yeah, and that's, you know what, that's an interesting, that's such an interesting one. It's a really profound one. I think that, oh, hang on, I gotta pull this down. The going along to get along. Yeah, I'm kind of not interested in doing that anymore. Going along to get along. But sometimes it's just easier, right? Sometimes it's just easier. Although then you sacrifice kind of yourself when you're doing that, right? Going along to get along. Oh, all right, well. I gotta switch this. I have to switch this because I don't want to put something else there. So really we want this here. I'll explain all this in a minute, but I want to, while I'm still kind of inked up there, let me do this really quick. La 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 la, too low. Ooh, that needs to go right there because I don't want to get on the butterfly wing. I hope we're still inked there. Hope we're straight-ish. Straight-ish, right? Okay. There we go. So all of that movement was because I had set it up over here, but if I'm kind of going along the lines of putting small things at the edge of these boxes, then I wanted to make sure that was over here, because if I did it this way, then I'd have a small thing here, and then those two things would kind of be running into each other. Make sense? All right. We'll get this guy down here again. Going along to get along. I love that. And I just scrolled up, so I probably missed some other ones that you guys wrote, but I'm gonna write that down. I mean, I'm gonna, not here, but I'm gonna write that down just so that's something I wanna remember. I love that. Going along to get along. Whoopsie. Well. This would normally not take anywhere near as long, friends, all this masking. It's because I'm trying to make sure that you can see it. As I'm working, I wanna make sure that you can see it. A little bit higher. Oh, I don't know why I'm worried about that lining up. That doesn't need to line up. I gotta make sure I have room for the lower one. Gotta make sure I have room for the lower one. Hopefully I have room for the lower one. Ooh, it might be tight. It might be tight. Although, okay, maybe opportunity there to go off the bottom too. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. We got to clean this guy off though. Got to clean him off. Giveaways. If you missed me at the beginning, I said we're going to make giveaways simple tonight. And it just $25 coupon code to use on my website. The way that you participate oh, I don't need to dry that off. In the giveaways, you leave a comment on the video when it is over. Okay, comment on the video when it's over. And right before we're together again, I will draw 2 random lucky winners for that. Okay, last guy. Last guy. Let's see how this one's going to work, because we're kind of short. We don't have a lot of room here. Can we fit it? Oh, yes, we can. All right, last one. Last little guy here. Our last little mask. Last mask. There we go. All right, well, I like how those turned out. That was kind of a happy accident. Happy accident of not having enough room over here. So now we have these little boxes that are just kind of going off. All right, this guy, bring him back in. I better re-ink him or re-adhesive him. Put that one down in the corner. This is a bright, super fun and bright, right? There we go. So now that kind of, there. And we know we're going to use that guy there, I think. I need to find my other one. I need to find the other one because it may end up moving around a bit. So let's do this. Let's get ready to start our list. There's one more thing I want to do first though. I'm going to pull out some colored pencils. I'm pretty sure here I used, picked raspberry. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. I breathed in the wrong way. I hate it when that happens. Golly. Sorry to do that in your ear, you guys. Wow. The only drink I have, I didn't bring any water in here. I'll have a little sip of wine. That will help. Okay. So, I want to take a colored pencil. I'm going to color in those little lines. I pulled in my other swatch book. These are my colored pencil swatches. So I have lots of different colored pencils, and I have just basically stamped them and then written down the name, what set it's from, and then colored them in. So I believe that it is picked raspberry. Ooh, maybe not picked raspberry. I don't remember what I used. So then when that happens, I'll just come in here and pick another one. What about Opera Rose? Opera Rose, I don't remember if it was picked raspberry or if it was, oh, Kitsch Flamingo. I bet it was Kitsch Flamingo. That's one. Oh, that didn't color in very well, did it? Let's go to Castle Arts. Castle Arts, that would be this guy. And what did I say I liked? I liked Opera Rose, okay, or Cherry Pink. I don't know, I think Opera Rose a little bit more subtle. So we come in here and I'm looking for Opera Rose. Where are you? Flesh Deep. Oh goodness, that's a good one. Grenadine Opera Rose. This is why you swatch your colored pencils and your pens or your markers or whatever. Look at that. That is by no means a representation of this color. Where'd it go? Look. That is, you'd look at that and go, oh, I wasn't really looking for fluorescent pink. Look at, that's why you swatch. I'm such a big fan of swatching. Even if, swatch with whatever you want, right? You don't have to have a stamp set to swatch with. My stamps generally are kind of a necessity is the mother of invention. That's how I did originally. My Swatchless Inks was one of the first stamp sets that I designed because I wanted to swatch my inks and I wanted to have something fun and cute. Well, not cute because it's not cute, but very functional to swatch my inks with. So same concept with your colored pencils, your markers, your highlighters, anything like that. Boy, that one, hopefully it's not going to do. You know when you just keep, it's like your eyebrow pencil or your eyeliner, when you keep like going and going and going and then the whole lead falls out. Let's try that and see if that will work. Yes, anyhow, swatching. Swatching to me is, you know how much time I would have just spent pulling out all the pinks in this set to see which one worked? So it's an investment in time, right? However you're swatching, it's an investment in time. But then in the long run, it will save you so much time. Like so much time. All right. So look at the difference. Look at how that changes that stamp set, that in the box. Just the black and then the black with the colored in. So here's the thing. With a lot of your stamps, you don't have to have a bunch of different ink colors. You could go with black and then work color into your stamped images using colored pencils. I say colored pencils because colored pencils can be, pretty inexpensive. But if you use markers for other things and you're a big Copic person and you like to use Copic markers, you could use your Copic markers. Especially if you're just getting into stamping and you're not quite sure, what colors you might like in terms of ink. Sometimes pairing black with your colored pencils is really a good way to bring in color. So look at the difference between those two sides. I think it makes a huge difference. There's another thing that you can do. Let me go in my little test book and see if there's something that I can see where I can illustrate this as well. Here we go. So this was a test, things I'm looking forward to that I did in black. So I could take my now colored pencil and I could go over those letters. I'm doing this very quickly, so it won't quite look, probably how I would, whoopsie, I colored that O in. But see how I traced over those stamped words in black, traced over with pink? Look at the difference. So again, that's a great way that you can bring in more color if you don't want to invest in a lot of different colored stamping inks. Your colored pencils are going to be a lot less, like a big tin of colored pencils than your individual stamping ink. So something to play around with. And I also kind of like the way that looks too. I think it's kind of fun. All right, let's just get these colored in here very quickly. And then we'll write our list. Things I'm no longer interested in doing. Not gonna do it. Not gonna happen. Wanna be prudent. All right, let's like take you back to like kindergarten, coloring in the lines. All right, here we go. Now we are going to put those away and I'm going to write my list in those boxes. The flowers under your TN to the left at the bottom. I think this was, oh, there it is. Jackie, thank you so much. I love it. Thank you. We found it. So now I may end up doing something. I don't know. I was going to do both of these here, right? Like this. They could both probably, oh yeah, I still like them together. Let's see, Melissa said she found at Walmart at the beginning of the school year a few years ago a set of Prismacolor pencils for less than $14. And at Hobby Lobby, they were over $25 for the same set. So yeah, you can get, usually, especially if you're not looking for like a nice quality watercolor pencil, which I'm not watercoloring, so I don't really need a nice quality watercolor pencil. You can get a pretty, a good set. If you're just, doing like this for a pretty decent price. This one I have on the website, and they're really inexpensive too. A set of Studio Series watercolor pencils. These I just haven't swatched yet, so I don't, that's why I didn't pull it out, because I haven't swatched all those colors. Okay. All right, so let's make our list. This is from last week, things I'm no longer interested in. I think we should go ahead and put these down now. Let's do that. The first thing I'm no longer interested in no particular order, is caring what other people think about me, right? That's a hard one. That is a really hard one. And I think at least for me, with most of these, age comes wisdom, right? With most of these, for me, age comes wisdom. I never could have said that back in, when I was 30 or 40 or probably even 50, right? All right, let's move that up a bit. There we go. I'm no longer interested in caring what other people think about me. Caring what other people think about me. That's none of my business. And if they're not important to me, just know. So, when I say not important to me, of course, I care about what my family thinks about me. I care about what my close friends think about me. But I don't really care about what the woman in the Starbucks thinks about me if she's, behind me in line or in front of me in line, right? I just don't. I've got too many other things to worry about. I shouldn't be worried about what some stranger thinks about me, right? Or maybe if it's somebody that I kind of know but don't really know, I'd like them to like me, but you know what? I know I'm not for everyone, so I shouldn't really care. What other people think about me is none of my business. I don't want to know. I don't want to care. This is a hard one. This is a hard one. Being thin. Deep sigh. Being thin. I've struggled with my weight my entire life, like I'm not going to say freaking, but it really feels like a freaking yo-yo, like a yo-yo. It's far more important to me to be cute, funny, and popular. No, just kidding. It's far more important to me to be healthy, right? Healthy. I've been thin before, and it was like a full-time job. Health is what matters. When I say it was full-time job, CrossFit and working out 6 times a week, and then outside of that, running and nutritionist and meals and weighing and all of that. It's just literally, it was like a full-time job. I couldn't do it now if I wanted to, and I don't want to. I do not want to. So yes, I need to be healthy, which I'm not there. But yeah, being thin, nope, no longer interested in it. I just, no. Too many other important things in life. Nancy, we aren't in junior high, right? We aren't in junior high. Zen Girl said, I wish someone would have told me turning 50 makes you not give a flying F. And then, she didn't type that, but she wrote F. He, I love it, right? Again, age comes wisdom. And I think the older we get, it puts things in perspective. I remember vividly my mother, when I was probably 35, I'm sure telling me all of these things. And I just remember thinking to myself, okay, whatever, you don't know what you're talking about. But I wasn't ready for a lot of this, right? And you have to be ready. You have to be ready. So I'm ready. Karen says, yes, healthy and happy. Darlis said, being trendy over being comfortable, right? Yeah. I've noticed over the years, the types of shoes that I can wear, that I will wear, totally have morphed. I mean, I can no longer have really cute shoes that are wedges. I mean, I still sometimes do, but like I used to teach in those things for like 8 hours a day and walk like 20,000 steps as I was teaching. Not doing it anymore. Can't do it. Terry said, I'm over apologizing for the things that make me happy that other people just don't get. Good for you, Terry. That is, right? And some of these things are hard. Some of these things are really hard for us to like stand up for ourselves and do, right? This one's going to be a little bit different. This is probably going to sound a little bit different. Things I'm no longer interested in. Staying home. I think I've worked myself into a bit of a problem. I want to travel all of the time, like all of the time. I don't want to be home. No, I love my home. I love being home, but I really, really, really love to travel. It's like I want to be traveling all the time. I want to be traveling all the time, which is not, it's not, it is not practical. It's not possible, but I want to be doing it. I no longer want to be, I'm no longer just saying home. No longer just saying home. The older I get, and it's also probably more, the more discretionary income that we have, and we're older and we've saved and it's important to us. So the older I get, the more I love to travel and feel like I want to be doing it all the time. Now, that's not practical or possible at this time. And I don't have this pre-written out. I just write off the top of my head. So if that's something that makes you nervous, you can have things pre-written out before you, obviously I know staying home was on my list, but, if it makes you uncomfortable because you don't know how much space you have, or you don't know what you want to say and you don't want to mess up, then write it out ahead of time. Absolutely. And then, just transcribe it. This time in my life, but it's something I will continue to work towards. No longer interested in staying home. Again, not because I have a horrible home, not because I have a horrible home life. I have a wonderful home, I have a wonderful marriage, great kids, friends, all of that. So that's not what's driving that. I just want to travel. I just want to see all the places. Oh, here we go. Next one. Saying yes to things I don't want to do. This is where I can work that in. What was it? Who said it and what was it? Who said it and what was it? I was going to write it down. I should have written it down, and then I didn't write it down. Sydney, going along to getting along. I'm going to say, we'll go like this. Going along to get along. I love it. That fits in so perfectly. I just didn't have it worded that way. I love it. Going along to get along. I'm no longer interested in saying yes to things I don't want to do. Going along just to get along. I've done that far too long in my life, and I end up resenting people for that, right? But that's not on them. That's on me, right? That's on me. I should not feel resentful for saying yes to things I don't want to do, because I'm the one who said I'd do it, right? So yeah, I want to do it. I mean, no, some things, right, you have to do, right? Like I have to go to the dentist and you have to go to the OBGYN. You've got to do things. But yeah, if I don't want to do it, if somebody says, hey, we'd really like it if you could, blah, 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 blah. And you know, this also sometimes happens with teaching, that I don't have to say yes to everything. If someone comes to me and says, hey, we're doing this event, or would you come teach at my store? And if I really don't want to do it, guess what? Then I should say, oh, I'm sorry, it's not going to work out for me. And I also don't have to give a huge lengthy explanation. That's what I need to work on. I can say no, but I need to work on, I can just say no, not really going to work out for me. Thank you though. This is my last one. I'm no longer interested, it kind of ties in with this, feeling guilty about saying no. There's a man that I follow on Instagram, and his name is Jeff something. I can't remember. Jeff Johnson, maybe? He is an attorney by trade, but he is, I'll have to look it up and post about him in the Facebook group. He is wonderful, and he has a brand new podcast that he just started, but he's wonderful about giving tips on how to deal with some things that might be a little bit challenging, like maybe how to not over explain. I tend to, like in this scenario, if I say no, I feel like I have to over explain. Oh, I'd love to, but I can't because I've got this class coming, but then I'm going to be out of town for these days, and blah, 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 and then I go on and on and on. And he gives you great tips very quickly, in like 30 seconds on maybe 3 different ways to very quickly and elegantly say no, 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 and not saying sorry. Sorry, no, 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 no. Zen Girl said no, 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 amen. Terry said, here's another one. I am done not making plans with friends, actually committing to getting a date set for lunch, dinner, etc., instead of just saying, let's get together soon. So you are saying you're done not making plans. You're going to make sure that you put time and place to everything, I think. Yeah, that's a good one. I think if I understand that correctly. Carmen said people get so offended when you're direct and think you're being harsh, rude. I won't apologize for saying no, nor say thank you. No is no. No is a sentence. No is a sentence. I love it. I'm going to say that one too. No is a sentence. No is a sentence. I don't have to explain or over explain? When I say no. I'm better, much better about saying no. I'm much better about not feeling guilty about it. I have to work on the over explaining. I feel like I really have to over explain. All right, so a couple more things we're going to add because I feel like it needs a little something. So I had pulled out the puffy stickers from Bold and Bright, and I thought we might be able to work a couple of these in. Generally, I said I kind of stay away from things that have a little dimension, but as I get kind of deeper into my traveler's notebook here, I think these will be okay. So there's some paint splatters. I really am digging these things. I think these are really fun. What if we did something like this over here? These little, oopsie, move this up a bit. Something like this, like that little clustered arrangement of these little things. If you're not quite sure how to place them, look at how they're placed on the sheet, right? So that's how they're kind of placed on the sheet. I don't know. I think I need to move them. I don't love it. I'm going to leave them. Just leave them, leave them, leave them, leave them. Things I'm no longer interested in. Fussing with things when I should just leave them alone. How about that? How about that? Well, we might as well just keep embracing the butterflies, I think, here. Why don't we do that? What if we put... Ooh, I think we need a small butterfly. What about this little small butterfly here? Oh yeah, we like him much better there, I think. Much better. And then we can pull in some of these other colors over here. I don't know about the orange. Maybe if the orange is over here. Maybe. I guess that works a little bit because we have orange right there. All right. Now we have this big open space here. What about... maybe over here we could do a blue. There. I don't know. He looks like he's kind of floating in no man's land. So what if we put this little guy there? That's better. He doesn't look like so much a floater anymore. Now, I'm sure there are... Let me grab the sticker book from there because I bet there's some other things I could pull in. I just had those things out. So let's look and see. Sticker book, sticker book, sticker book. I'm looking sticker book. My mind thinks sticker book because I am now thinking some smaller things, right? Smaller scale, so not die cuts. Oh yeah, look. Here's some cute little flowers. This little guy. Maybe we bring in a little bit of pop of color right there. Although, really, it should be over here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Will it work over there? I don't like it there. I want to put it back here. I'm going to put it back here. Like that. But we still need something over here. Oh, what about, I'm just totally talking to myself here. This, and you guys, I will tell you, this is exactly what I would be doing if you guys weren't here. I really would be saying this. Oh, what about that right there? Look how it's coming together now, right? There was all this kind of white space, and now we're filling it in. But I might need this guy to go over here. Yeah, I think we might need this one here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find something else to go there. Oh, we have a little bit more yellow. What if this yellow goes there? Maybe. Ooh, that wants to be super sticky. That wants to be really sticky. Sure, we can do yellow again. Why not? All right, what do we have over here? So actually we're pretty close, I think. I think we're pretty close. Although those guys look like they're just out there floating by themselves. Maybe we need one other little, one other little butterfly there, maybe? No, I don't like that there. So we're probably not, well, I'm just going to leave them there. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We don't need to keep messing with it. What about something over here? It still needs something. It's going to bug me. That doesn't really work with that guy there too. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. This is the kind of thing that when you've pulled out things and you're trying and nothing's kind of seems to be working, for me, that is when it's best to put it away and then come back to it. So I'll pick it up in a couple of weeks and go, oh yeah, that would be great there. Like, what about this? Totally yes. There's my double negative. Totally yes, not things I'm no longer interested in. No, let's put it away. It's good. We're close. Sometimes you need a little perspective. Sometimes you need to walk away and come back. So that's what we're going to do with that one. But it's close. It is close. I know. And yet I keep messing with it. I know. You know me, Terry. You know what? I'm like, oh, wait, what about this? I'm like, oh, wait, what if I do this? I know one thing we can do up there, though. We can do, let me grab across the room, my little roller date stamp. My roller date stamp. I took when we went in our RV last weekend, I took all of my, not all of my, some of my things with me. And so that is August 21, 2024. I think that can fit right up there. So let's look. But always, even though it's just a roller date stamp, we always have to test it first because you really want to make sure that you didn't accidentally roll it to another year or another month or something, right? We're good though. We'll just put this right up here. There we go. All right. I actually do have to put something there because now it looks like it's just floating. So let's add, what if we add, it's a floater, big time. Well, yeah, I don't love it there. It's just, okay, one more. I think if we do maybe this blue, then it's not as noticeable. Put it away. Put it away, Leo, put it away. Walk away. Walk away from the list. Walk away. Oh, but I am going to use that stuff again. So let's leave it out. Let's go ahead and put this into our inserts. Here and here, we'll just do that very quickly. And then we'll be ready for our last list. So our last list for the night is going to be a single page list. And it is one of our lists that we do on a monthly basis. And it is called What a Day. I'm going to put this a little bit closer to the center than I normally would, just because I have that piece that's kind of bleeding on to the other edge, like that. So what a day. What a day. We've been doing, maybe about 2 years now. I don't know how long. Anyhow, last year, what am I doing? Last year, we called it Today Looks Like This, because the product that I was using all of last year for the list made sense to call it Today Looks Like This, because that was on one of the products. This year, I came out with a new stamp set at the beginning of the year, I guess end of last year, called What a Day. And so the whole concept behind What a Day, it's basically a time capsule of what your day looked like. Just like those little sheets that I showed you that I was doing with Jack 26 years ago when he was newborn, right? Basically, it's just like a snapshot of your day. Like, what did you do? What did you do? I pick a day, and I just, whatever it is I did. And so, What a Day is actually for today. I think we have missed What a Day for July. I have a feeling we missed What a Day for July, and if we did, oh well, it's okay. Nobody's perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. All right, so there we go. There is our things I'm no longer interested in. And we're ready for our last list for the evening. This is another one we're going to work off of the page, and then I'll add it there. So, using the same collection, the Bold and Bright collection. I'm always on the lookout for good collections that are kind of good every day, like good everyday lists, right? Things that are non-themey, like Bold and Bright is non-themey. Parts of a lot of, ooh, that could be kind of fun. A lot of, ooh, this one, maybe. Sorry, my train of thought. The later it gets in the evening, the more my brain goes. A lot of You're My Sunshine from Pretty Little Studio that we used last week in 2 of our lists. A lot of that is also non-themey. So we'll use Bold and Bright again because it'll be a good one to use. But I think we decided we wanted this side. Let's look. So this is a single pager. I will need to trim that down. See, it's going to be simple, right? It's going to be simple. And then an hour later, we're still here. Here is my white cardstock that I've already trimmed down to 7 inches. So when I have a background paper, I then trim the white 7 by 3 3/4. And that just gives me that kind of nice border all the way around. The only thing that might be weird about this is, no, I think it'll be okay. This will be down here. Oh yeah, it's just gonna be cute. It's gonna be cute and plain and simple. Except I am going to quickly ink the edges with probably, I feel inking the edges a lot. So I'm going to say it's probably Kitsch Flamingo. Let's just do it. Kitsch Flamingo. There's that. Here's my little tool. Here is Kitsch Flamingo. Oh, I forgot to mention before when I pulled these out. I use Distress Oxides. We've talked about that. So my little cards say Distress Oxide, but there's Distress Inks, there's Gina K, there's Stamp Market. There's a whole bunch of different ones so that when you order the little kit, you can just, pick whichever ink manufacturer that you're swatching for. Yeah, that'll be cute. And if you use inks that are not on there, then you can just email me and then we can make one that has whatever ink it is that you use. I use the domed blending foam, so those are domed, right? The domed didn't always exist. They still make the flat top ones, but I love the domed ones because the flat top ones, a lot of times you get like really stark edges, like straight stark edges, and yeah, oh my gosh, we're back to the pink and green again. I like a softer look, I guess. Softer. And now that we have Kitsch Flamingo out, we'll use Kitsch Flamingo for our stamp too, because we decided we liked it. Another nice thing, if you're putting something on top of an area like that that has a lot of white, and you ink the edges or even do an outline, whatever it is, that's going to make that pop and that piece kind of stand out from the background a little bit more. The unicorn is so cute. I know, right? It's so cute. It's darling. Oh, Jackie, I didn't see your, I did not see, oh, I'm seeing all these comments now. Karen, put the yellow flower on the left page and add the pink butterfly there. Jackie said, how about the date on the side of the end? Totally missed those things, you guys. Sorry about that. Usually I won't ignore you. If I see it, I won't ignore you. Sometimes I may be like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And then I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Nothing wrong with your idea, but I usually won't ignore you. It's just that I don't see it. All right. This is 4 3/4. So 4 3/4 by 8 ends up being the background. And then for me, 3 3/4 by 7. And then that gives me a nice white border all the way around. So this is a left facing page. So I need to, my corner rounder. All right, left facing page like this. These, okay, I just right-handed. It's much easier for me if I turn things upside down. All right, so there we go. There we go. Oh, it's gonna be cute. It's gonna be super basic though, right? Not everything has to be like lots of things. Now, generally, you see me when I am making my lists. Whoopsie. You see me using that newer product, right? And that's, you know, because I have a website and I sell that product. So I'm most often you'll see me using newer product. But when I'm doing just little projects on the side, pull out your older product, you guys, because look at, I mean, with this, I can grab, or if you're starting to get to an end of a collection, I mean, you don't have to have all the new things, right? I mean, it's fun to have the new things, believe me. But you don't have to have, I could just do some random piece of paper here with a random die cut, and then it's going to be cute, right? There's something that the scrapbooking world worked itself into years ago. Oh my gosh, so many years ago. And that was manufacturers constantly putting out new things. What that did was it trained consumers, us, to constantly want new things and to constantly feel like we needed new things in order to play, craft, whatever it was. So we want to break that, right? We should break that. We should be able to use all of our older things. We don't have to always have the new. Again, I sound like that's Lael crafter hat, Lael lister hat, Lael with my lister hat or my crafter hat on. It kind of sounds counterintuitive to a business where I'd like it if you buy the things. But I mean, we got to be realistic, right? We should use what we have. There we go. Okay. So let's grab the What a Day stamp set. Oh, Colleen, are you still here? Colleen, I just remembered. Colleen a while ago had asked me what label maker I used, because I used my stamp storage sleeves to store all my stamps, and then I put the name on the front, on the outside. Brother. It's a Brother. Colleen, if you're still here and want to know what it is, shoot me an email. I'll send you what I use, or a link to what I use, so you know. And anyone else, if you want to know what label maker I use, I'll be happy to tell you. I mean, it's a Brother, but there's lots of Brothers. Okay, so we are basically doing this. Let me find it over here to the side. This. What a Day. We're using the What a Day stamp set. This is why I think we missed July, because I don't have July in here. We will stamp August. We'll stamp the days of the week, and then this was today, so I'll circle Wednesday. I will use the number stamps that are part of that stamp set to do 21 and then the ST. And then I will just make my list, right? So kind of a simple list. Kind of simple. Okay, August. What is a fun thing about, why is that? That is, that's interesting. Let me just look something here, friends. That is a brand new stamp set, and that's okay. I'm not opposed to using that, but since I haven't used it. What the heck? I'm here. I can still see me. I'm here. Hang on. Why are you not working, dummy? Dummy? There we go. Can you guys see me? Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, we're back. All right. I don't know what it did. You guys, okay, so now hang on. I need to rotate the camera again. So here we go. Here we go. All right. I think we're good. Yikers. Yikers. No clue what happened there. No phone call came through. It just said, do you want to reconnect? So I don't know. That's a good thing when that happens. When it says, because sometimes we just get lost. Sometimes YouTube just goes, meh, you're done. I mean, they don't do it on purpose, but it just, yeah. Anyhow, so we're good. I'm glad we're back. All right, let's finish this guy up. So I need a couple of different stamping blocks. I have made such a mess here. Oh, well, that's what we do. It's play. We're having fun playing, and we make a mess sometimes when we're playing. All right, so let's move this out of the way. Move this one over here. Stamping blocks. I need one for August. Does that work? It does. That'll work for Reggie. No, buddy. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, you guys. He's been asleep forever. And now he's just decided that he would like to say hello. Watch what's going to happen in a minute. I'll let him walk on here for a minute if he wants to. And then I'll move him. Reggie's the cat. Yep. Hello, Reg. Hello. Hello. Lauren and the Yarn. The unicorn is from, you guys see his little head there? Unicorn is from Bold and Bright. Bold and Bright collection. I'm not doing July, Carmen. Oh, he's looking at you guys. Come on, go away, go away. He needs a good scratch. He does need a good scratch. A unicorn day. Anna, no, that would be fun though. Anna said, does it mean you had a unicorn day? Strange, unexpected, or wonderful? No, not really. Reggie, I'm gonna have to get Nick to take him. Reggie, you're not crafting with me. You don't know how to do that. You always put things in the wrong place. Reggie, you don't understand the rule of thirds. You don't understand blank white space. You don't understand visual triangle. Okay, look at, here he is. There's his little bum. Little bum, he's just loafing right there. All right, so we'll just let him sit. We'll just let him sit. Okay, so, oh gosh, no. Somebody said, Carmen, no. She said, oh, okay, should pay better attention. Not at all. Not at all. Honestly, not at all. You should not have to pay attention. Ask a question. I am here for you. All right, he's on my little test book. So we're going to do testing on my little thing here. Oh, yes, cute. So the font that is used in the months on the What a Day stamp set is also the same font from the Olive Alpha. Olive. Oh my gosh. Did you see that? Oh, well, that was good. It was crisis averted-ish, right? So most of it flew over here when I dropped it. I got a little tiny bit of pink there, but no one's ever going to notice that. We're okay. That probably tells me it's getting late. Well, it's not getting late. It's just my mind is getting late. Okay. August. Let's try that again, Lael. August. There we go. Look how cute. It's nice and thin, nice and narrow. That was a close one. I know, Nancy said, maybe you haven't given Reggie a chance. I know, maybe Reggie's an excellent crafter. Oh my gosh, I bet it was a year or two ago. It was the funniest thing ever. We were on one of our Saturday sessions, and I think it was like an anniversary one. So it was probably like 2-year anniversary of us doing this. And I don't know, one of the stamp sets just wasn't working, and I kept cleaning it, and it was just really weird. And so finally I'm like, okay guys, something's going on and I don't have enough time to like troubleshoot what's happening. So I'm just gonna get a new one. So I grabbed the new stamp set and was doing something with it. And it was doing something weird, and Nick came in, he's like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're struggling. I can't, this, whatever, you know, it's not working, and the stamp, and I don't have time to, and he goes, well, give it to me, I can do it. Nick's never stamped a day in his life. Like, he does not craft. He's never stamped a day in his life. And I'm like, okay, big guy, let's see it. I'm like, oh, you guys, I can't wait to see this. He's going to make the biggest mess. And he stamped, and it was perfect. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe that. I'm like, I really can't believe that that happened. And of course it was perfect. So if Nick can do it, maybe Reggie can do it. Maybe Reggie the cat can do it. You guys look at his little bum. He's just sitting there. He just, sorry that you see cat bum in your picture. It's a cute little cat bum. Big cat bum. Reggie's big kitty. I mean, he's not fat. He's big boned. No, he's not fat. He's long. He's just a big cat. He weighs 14.5 pounds. So he's bigger than some dogs, right? All right, so now we're gonna do the 21. And as I said before, I like to control how close my stamps are together. So I will stamp those numbers independently of one another. So I can control how close they are. So I did forget to do a July, you guys. I don't know what happened, but we did not do a July. So if you're doing What a Day, and you want to do July, then you should do July. You can go back and try to piece together a day. Right, Carmen said he weighs as much as my dog, right? I know. But like I said, he's big boned. No, he's just big kitty. He's not fat kitty, he's just big kitty. I don't know, we've had big kitty. Poe was another big kitty that we had. It's very funny. Reggie, the current cat, which is really Sam's cat. Reggie is the size of Poe, our last cat, with the coloring of Q, which was also one of our last cats. So it's very odd. He's like the perfect blend of both of our last cats together. August 21st. Okay. Now we'll pull out the little ST for the first. ST. We need to get another little stamping block. What are you doing, bud? Oh, you know what he's doing? So one of those like standing, I don't know, Dyson fans or whatever that is, right next to me. And he's got his head in front of it. Interesting. Interesting, Reg. He's probably never felt a fan before, but literally his head is right in front of it. He's like, I kind of like this. He's like, I'm kind of digging this. Oh, I don't think I tested the one, did I? I didn't test the one. Worked out okay. August 21st. Okay, now you're going. Oh, now you need to get out of here, Reg, because you can't come on here. He switched positions. All right, friends, we're getting close. We're getting close. This is our last list of the evening, our third list. This is called What a Day. And we are basically like, this is a total time capsule. This is Lael's version of, this back in the day that I did for Jack when he was a baby. So it's interesting. Sometimes you guys ask me if I've always written the way that I write, and I say yes. And then I look at something like that. So that would have been 26 years ago writing, almost 27 years ago writing. So similar, but that was a lot more uniform, right? Anyhow, this is the old-fashioned version of What a Day. Not old-fashioned, just back then. All right. Okay, I'm gonna write my little separator line here. My one's not quite even, but that's okay. My one's, ooh, don't you take a little nibble out of my elbow, Reggie. Reggie, I'm his person. He likes to be in here with me. And so here he is. Dude, stop. Oh my gosh. He's chewing on the edge of one of my books. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Totally sidetracked. Okay, so today, basically I just made a list before we started of kind of what I did today. Sometimes things are all over the board. So I don't pick a day specifically. I mean, I'm not like, oh, I have a lot going on. I've got a vacation and I'm getting my mani-pedi before I leave and I'm getting my hair done and I'm going to it's not, I generally don't pick days like that. I just pick a day and go. Because I want it to be more fluid, right? I don't want it to be, here is my day. It's just, here it is. I need a bullet stamp. Whenever we do this type of list, I always say, I really, 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 really wish I had a list like this from my mother or my grandmother. How cool would it be if, now it wouldn't be like this, it'd probably be on a little piece of spiral paper. That'd be really cool if I had a list of what my grandmother did back in the 40s, just one day. What was her day like in the 40s? Or my mom, maybe in the 70s, what was her day like? Or it'd be really cool if I had a list like this from when I was in high school. Or maybe when I was starting my career, or maybe when I was a brand new mom. Like this type of thing is very much a time capsule in that it really changes the different phases of your life, seasons of your life, seasons in a year. That's why we do it every month, because I think it's just fun to do every month. I like this little, again, bullets and, oh, this one's bullets and more too. We did bullets and more too before. I'm gonna do this little kind of groovy looking flower. And I will do the same. I'll do the same color, and I'm lining it up on the stylus. I'll always keep that as a reference point, so my flower will be roughly in the same orientation every time. Oh, I better watch what I'm doing though. There we go. Kind of that little groovy. It's kind of like a groovy little thing. So what I'm going to do here, I have today on my list. Where did it go? Oh, that's the wrong one. That's from last week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 things. So I'll pre-stamp these. Five, 6, oh boy, 7, 8. Oh my gosh. So I was clearly doing that way too fast. What I would have done differently, if I was taking my time, I would have taken my little ruler, I would have taken a pencil, I would have drawn a vertical line like that, and then made sure that all of my stamps were on, you know, it was centered across that line. And then once the ink was dry, I'd give it a minute or so, and then I could go back and erase. But that's how you know it's handmade. That's how you know it's handmade and hand stamped, because yeah, they're not even at all. But that's all right. So my what a day for today. I text with Amy. Product planning. Lots of planning today. Kit planning with Lily and Denise. I am gone all next week, so they will be doing a lot of kitting while I'm gone. So there's a lot of talk about kitting and what you need to do and what's going to go in this little bag and that little bag and how you're going to kit them and things. Simple stories order. Design December documented. Project kit. No, that is not done. That is never, I mean, in a day, there's way more than a day, but working on it. I had lunch. They were leftovers from birthday dinner. Whoa. All those letters just kind of ran into one another. After lunch, started designing the Disney mini project kit. Lots of design today, and back and forth. The Simple Stories SS Retreat Facebook Live. I had a chat with Sam while he was here. And then List with Me Live. At 5:30, and then there'll be one more thing. My last thing will be dinner. When we are done, I will have a dinner. I mean, I will eat something. Don't know what, but I will eat something. And then I'll probably watch a little TV and go to bed, but that's okay. Dinner. There we go. So that's it, you guys. That's my day. That's a what a day. That is as simple as that. So sometimes they get a little bit more involved. That was June. That's a 2-pager, right? So generally my what a days, unless I've got something else I can work with easily and I want to take a little bit more time on the right hand side, I just lots of times it's just pretty simple, right? So the whole idea there is just to get down on paper that little time capsule of what your day looked like. And that freaking little man, that little unicorn is so darn cute. Now, what I'd like to see, he's a little bit low. Now that I've done, oh yeah, no, he's staying there. Because I used a glue pen, he's nice and he's done. So we'll just leave him there. And let's go ahead and add him to our insert. And then we will call it a night. So while I'm adding him to our insert, let's talk about a couple things. We are not listing again for a while. I have lots of traveling through the end of the month and then lots of teaching in September. So watch for on Friday, the updated listing schedule will be out, and it will be out through the end of the year. So September and then October through December. And I say September because September has been out, but September all along has said, hey, we're only listing on Saturday, 28th of September, because I'm out of town teaching the rest of the weekends. So one of the things I talked about at the beginning, if you missed it, I've really enjoyed these last 2 weeks doing nighttime listing. So what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the year, and I think just going forward permanently, is we'll do Saturdays a couple times a month, and we'll do weeknights a couple times a month. Instead of doing only Saturdays, we'll alternate. So we'll do some Saturdays and some weeknights. So the best way for you to know what's happening when is to just get my emails. If you're not, if you don't already get my emails, go to laelbymail.com. Once you are there, a little pop-up window will pop up and say, hey, add your email if you want to receive the emails. And then you do that. And then that's the best way to be in the know. Ooh, darn it. I hate it when that happens. My little thing just came out on me. My little tabby tab. That's the best way to know, because every email I send out has the listing schedule on it at the bottom. But you'll also always find the schedule on the blog, but sometimes it gets buried on the blog. Or if you're on Facebook, the listing schedules are always pinned to the top of the Lael by Mail Facebook page and the Lael by Mail Facebook group. All right, so there we go. There is our cute little list, and we are just about almost to the end of our, so probably the next time we're together, we will probably finish out our insert. Okay, let me turn on the overhead light, and we will turn off the studio lights. We'll rotate the camera, and then we'll say our goodbyes. Watch for the listing schedule. Giveaways, 2 giveaways. Giveaways. Whoopsie. Got a little loosey-goosey there on me. Giveaways. 2 giveaways tonight. Leave a comment on the video when... let's just fix that right there. Leave a comment on the video when it's over. Not the chat, the comment on the video when it's over. Just say hi or tell me, let's do this. How about this? We just did the 1 a day list. So tell me what are the things that would have been on your list today? What's one thing that you did today? It could be as simple as you were here with me if you're watching live. Leave a comment on the video when it's over. Next time we're together, right before we start, I'll draw 2 random lucky winners to win a $25 gift certificate, coupon code, whatever you want to call it. My website. So $25 off purchase on my website. One big day is coming up. Big day. Monday, August 26th. I believe it's at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. 9 a.m. Pacific Time. I will confirm that in the email that goes out on Friday. That's also been at the bottom of all my emails. But Monday, August 26th, that is when the pre-order for my December documented mini book project kit goes live, the pre-order. That is a project that I've personally done for the last 17 years in a row. I have 17 albums documenting our Decembers. And this will be the 10th year, big 10th year that I have a project kit for that. So that will go up for pre-order. And then also the brand new, it's called, It's All About the Mouse. Brand new Mickey Mouse Disney mini book project mini book project kit also goes up for pre-order on Monday, August 26th. So I put them both up for pre-order the same day, just so that they'll both ship the same week, which will be the week of September 15th. So if you want to get both, then they'll go up for pre-order on the same day, so you don't have to buy, or buy them separate, shipping twice. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Oh, Terry, you saw your grandbaby's first ultrasound picture. That is so exciting. Congratulations. I can't even imagine what that is like. That's so awesome. So awesome. So exciting. So exciting. So excited for you. Nicole said, thank you for doing some evening listing. I get to meet you in person at the Simple Stories Retreat. Oh, good, Nicole. Yay. Nicole, if you haven't already, I have a post in the Lail by Mail Facebook group and the Facebook page. And this goes to any of you. If you're going to the Simple Stories Retreat and you have not replied to my comment on the post I did about the retreat in the Facebook group Lail by Mail or Facebook page Lail by Mail, I'll be setting up a private Facebook group for those squirrels, right? Squirrel Squad, going to the retreat. So I've got some fun things to share with you guys beforehand. So if you haven't already done that, go find either one of those posts and make a comment on that so I know. Carrie, hi Carrie. Carrie said, this is my first listing. My mom has been doing this with you for a long time now. I just ordered the September-October kit. Carrie, Carrie, is your mom Kathy? Kathy Meredith? I love that. Yes. I hope you love it. I hope you love it as much as we do and your mom does. That makes me so excited. Good for your mom for getting you in. Okay, friends. Woo. All right. I am going to call it, I'm just checking out the chat, so I'm going to call it an evening. I can't tell you yet until Friday because I don't know. I got to look at the big schedule for the rest of the year. But just know we'll be doing two, if not three. It may be three weeknight listing sessions in September. And then a Saturday one is the last Saturday in September because I won't be home any other Saturdays. Lots of traveling and teaching starting in September. So there we go. I hope to see you guys on one of those. Oh, I'll see some of you tomorrow night for the September-October Traveler's Notebook class. But if I don't see you tomorrow night for that, if you didn't order that kit, if I don't see you tomorrow night, and I don't see you at one of the weeknight listing sessions, I hope to see you soon. Because I love having you guys here. I hope you know that. I love so much having you guys here. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your August. And I hope to see you soon. Take care.